Nah, it's working. Piece of fucking shit. So annoying, man. I swear. I gotta like this retrograde has made everything annoying. Like really annoying. This is a brand new computer. I ain't never had no trouble with the volume ever. I got a new computer because the other one was acting up when I came on here. And it's not even my computer, it's fucking YouTube. Because this has happened to other people where they're like live and nobody can hear them, and you got to refresh your whole computer and do all this bullshit. You would think a multi-billion-dollar fucking company would never have issues, but it's technology. I don't blame YouTube. I just blame technology and the retrograde. But I had to shut my computer down and restart it just for it to work. Unreal. Never ending story. This has happened like about just alone this month. It's happened about 10 times. And my friend Marley had the same problem. She had to refresh everything. It don't make no sense. Like how is it like how is the volume not gonna work? Like it says right when I go live, it says Mac camera and Mac microphone available, ready, go. And every when I press on shit, it says available, working. Nothing says it doesn't work. And then when I come on here, it don't work. I'm like, what the hell? Like people are like this shit is annoying as hell. Ashley, you said I'm actually retiring live readings. I just don't feel connected to it anymore. Well, you're not gonna miss really nothing too crazy because people ask the stupidest shit in the world and think that it's okay to ask stupid ass dumb questions every day. And I'm sorry to say it, I'm up front. I love doing readings and I love reading for people, and I have nothing against actual decent questions and stuff like that. But when you ask about dumbass shit that tarot can't read and tarot can't like answer, like why would you even ask a dumbass question, you know? So a lot of people they get readings on the dumbest things in the world and it don't make no sense. You know, there was a woman that came in here last night. Hey Barb, how you doing? There's a woman who came in here last night that I've already deleted from here twice. She came back a third time under a different name, said who she was. She wanted me to basically unblock her from PayPal so she could pay me, which I wouldn't do. And she said, this is her question. She said, I got fired from my job today and I don't know why. Can you check? How the fuck you don't know how you've been fired? If somebody fires you, aren't they going to tell you why they fire you? Every job I know of, they're going to tell you why you got fired and you know why you got fired. So why the fuck you asking me for? Like people are stupid as shit. I've gotten rid of so many people off of here because they say the stupidest shit and ask the dumbest shit in the world. Like, where am I going to retire? You think these tarot cards have fucking continents on it and every 50 state? Or because there's 78 cards in here doesn't mean all the states of America's on the cards. You know that, right? There's no geographical cards in here that's gonna say Alabama, Atlanta, Bermuda, and all this shit. Ain't gonna tell you none of that shit. There's no card on here that has a worldly. The world card alone doesn't even tell you where you're gonna be. What the fuck you talking about? You gotta ask a specific question. Uh, yeah, I mean, private readings are sometimes not affordable for a lot of people. People just don't have $50 to give for a private reading or more than that. So they don't want that. They just want to ask one question here and there like they do with me. And honestly, I'd rather do what I'm doing now, for forever. Like, I would rather do $5 questions. It's affordable. You get an answer, and I do what I have to do. You do what you got to do. And if you don't need more than that, then that's perfectly fine. Now, sometimes people like think that mediumship, when I do mediumship, it's the same thing. People think that that spirit's waiting around for you all day to answer all your dumbass questions, or you think that that spirit's going to tell you every damn thing all in one go. And then who do you know who's going to do $5, $10 mediumship questions on a live in front of everyone and get what you want? Nobody. Send me to him if you know. You see what I'm saying? And I never complain about it. I just complain about the dumb questions people ask. Like, oh, I got fired today. Can you tell me why? Bitch, you know why you got fired. Don't ask me no dumbass questions. I don't mind decent, genuine questions and like asking about things. That's fine. But don't ask me no dumbass questions. Because spirit ain't gonna answer those dumbass things. And you know you're asking a dumb question. Like, don't do it. Save us all, please. Yeah, she was. Hey, Starlight, how you doing? No. I just got on here, but the volume wasn't working. But I was just giving Ashley a recap of what I went through yesterday. Ashley, you can ask your question when you're ready. I got your donation. Thanks. But yeah, people demand shit on here. Like you're paying me $5 and you're demanding the world. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Why don't you go somewhere else? Go see if other readers are gonna deal with you. And then you get free readings all day in these free chats. These people doing free readings for you, and it's still not good enough. You're gonna go to every free person there is and get a free question answered, and you're still gonna get delusional at the end of the day with all these answers. And even if you pay for answers, it's still gonna be, you're not supposed to go to like 1 million people. Like, calm your ass down. Like, take your own life into your own hands. Like, do what's right for you. Like, you don't even need a psychic to tell you shit these days. You can do everything yourself. Just pray and do the right thing. What the fuck you doing asking like 1 million damn questions every day? I can understand if the questions are genuine and I can answer them, sure. But don't ask me dumbass shit. Hey, Lucky, how you doing today? All right, you said, yeah, but that's cool too. Actually, if you want confirmation, right, and you get the confirmation, that's great. That's not a dumb question. You just you want spirit and me to confirm what you and spirit think is the right. You want confirmation is great. I have nothing against confirmation, right? But it's the dumbass questions that get answered, and I don't get them. I'm not the only one who gets dumb questions. Trust me. There is a lot of people that have these these channels that do free readings to help people and free questions, and they still don't get it. Like, yes and no answer. So you're asking me for a general, but you want a yes and no answer. It don't work that way. You have to ask a question that requires a yes and no answer. A general reading is not a yes and no answer. Like, come on, people, where's your brain? Hey, Fever, how you doing, bro? Yeah, see, Starlight wants to know if she should cut her toenails today. Sure, but I'm not gonna. I'll tell you sure without cards. I'll say, yeah, cut them crusty toenails off and get them looking good and paint them up. That's what I would say. I'm not gonna shuffle my cards and say, oh, the cards say no, keep them crusty and keep them long. Come on, man. Yeah, see, Ashley, that's delusional shit. You got a woman who is married and ask you what her side piece was mad if they was mad at her. Who the fuck asked that? You're already sinning and you're already disrespecting your spouse, and you want me to answer a question that I can't stand, or a person that I can't stand a cheater. So why would I read for a cheater? Like, are you serious, yo? Like, get the fuck out of my room. You know? People are mental, man. But anyway, I'm not mad or anything. I just get irritated with people who think that they should do, they ask stupid ass shit, you know? And I just don't understand why they would ask the dumbest questions in the world. Like, if you say, "Oh, does so and so like me, or do they have romantic feelings for me?" I'll answer that, no problem, right? But if you start talking about where and when and how, and man, come on, man, cut that shit up. You know, tarot. You people are making fun of tarot. All right, so Ashley, you said, how does Tay feel about me after our time together yesterday? He seemed a little scared to express himself. All right, let's check. Okay, Lucky, I just read what you said. My reading was all right. All right, good. Yeah, I saw your message. You messaged me when I was asleep. That's why I didn't answer you, because you're a pain in my ass. But you already knew that. All right, so we're gonna find out what this Tay feel about Ashley. All right, cool. Well, this person, Ashley, this person, Tay, they felt like they felt kind of pressured. Like they felt like a pressure between you and them. But they think that you're a very kind and loyal, decent person. They trust you, and they think that you have good intentions. But I feel like this person has, like, I feel like they'll put the effort eventually, but also feel like they think that their relationships in the past weren't that great. I think they just really recently ended a long relationship with someone, so they don't know what to expect. Probably that's why um they felt scared or felt that way. And I feel like they have a lot of setbacks in their lives. They might be working hard, or they must have they feel overburdened. So when they were with you, they have nothing against you or nothing bad to say about you. They think that you're a good person and they can trust you. They feel like even if they don't know you that well, they can still depend on you and trust you and talk to you, no problem. But the good news is this person feels like seeing you again and wouldn't mind seeing you again. And deep down inside, they felt like the results of yesterday were good. But they have like issues going on, like a lot of pressure with work. They feel like overburdened. They want to resolve their problems. They want to put in effort into things, but they feel like, they don't want to come across to you as selfish. But they look at you in a good way. So they feel kind of, I wouldn't say, I mean, I know that you said the person feels scared or whatever, but I think they have a lot on their plate, a lot on their mind. Like I always tell people, you never know what somebody's going through. They hide it. And they feel like maybe this person felt like if they were express themselves to you, that you'll be like, oh my God, this person's crazy, or they got too much on their plate. Like, like, I'm gonna bore this person during our date. Yeah. So I wouldn't take anything that he did like in a bad way, because he looks at you as a good person, which is good. As long as he views you as a good person, that's a plus. So that's the thing. So I would say that that's a good thing, that they like you. So how could they not? You know. But yeah, actually, I get you totally. You know that Doing live readings on here sometimes can be very entertaining and annoying at the same time. You're welcome, Ashley. No problem. Yeah, I feel like the time was good. He was happy. But that's why a lot of people don't like. There's a lot of readers that I know on here that they don't really go live and they don't want to get themselves involved in readings and stuff because they get fed up and they don't feel like they're getting the feedback that they want. Or a lot of times that if you have an open chat on here, right? Like me, I have subscribers mode only, but people can still watch me in the background and see me, right? And that's fine. I don't care. But when you have an open public chat where anybody can go in there, you know what's going to happen, and you know what does happen. I know that happens for sure, and I don't care what anybody thinks what I say. But there's people on here who have multiple accounts, and they'll go in a free chat room, and you'll see their name is idiot number one, will be their handle. And they'll come in there and say, how does Jay feel about me right now? They'll get the answer. Thanks a lot. Idiot number two comes in, which is the same person, just a different name, idiot two. And then they'll come in there and say, well, how does James feel about me right now in the month of July? And it's the same person. They're just using J, and then they use the actual person's name, James. And then they'll come in a third time and they'll say, how does JD feel about me after last night? Idiot number three is the handle. That's exactly what they do. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. And Marley's noticed it in her chat. They changed their name. Or they'll come in and ask the same question in a different way, thinking that we were born yesterday and we came out of an elephant. So this is why doing open chats become a nuisance, because you get the same person asking the same question multiple times. And I've caught it when I used to do free shit on here all the time. I caught it all the time. It was different people asking the same thing in a different way. You see? So that's the issue, is people do that shit. And that it ruins everything. It ruins the chat, it ruins the energy, and then spirits probably in the background just shaking their head like, oh boy, this person, they just don't learn. And that's the thing. And then you'll get the same people every single day. Like there'll be a couple people that come in the room every single day if it's free. And they're like, oh, I want to ask my free question today. Okay, let me think of something. Hold on. Will I wipe my ass today and will it be clean? Or, oh, I'm in the bathroom right now. What do you think I'm doing? Or I'm gonna go to work today. Do you think I'm gonna be okay? I'm gonna drive my car. Do you think I'm gonna run out of gas? They just want to think of random shit because it's free. When people hear free, they say, oh shit, I'm coming in here to do something. I need something for free. I don't get free shit anyway, so I'm going to come in here and just say some random shit and see if this person is good at what they do. I've been on here long enough, and this is exactly what happens, and it's so annoying. And that's why I keep my chat the way it is, because I ain't got no time for that bullshit. And the same thing when I do mediumship. When I used to do mediumship for free, right? The same thing used to happen. I used to do mediumship for free. Oh, can you please ask my cousin or my friend or whatever, my dad, what does he think about me being on the couch all day? Or what does my dad think that I'm gonna do next week? Don't you know that shit don't work like that? There's a lot of delusional people in this world. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know it works that way. So that why come into a room and ask shit? You should ask what you can ask and what you shouldn't ask and how that works, instead of just asking things and looking dumb. fucking people, man. People just aggravate me with the dumbass shit. And then somebody in the background probably watching me like, well, why you do it, man? I do it. I do readings for people who have a brain and want to ask real shit. I'm not here to do free shit for people who ask me dumbass questions. Just put yourself in a spirit position. Say you're dead and you're the spirit, and somebody you know comes in here and asks the dumbest shit that you've ever heard in your life. Are you going to answer it in spirit, or are you going to shake your head and say, oh boy, they ain't changed one damn bit? Right. It's not it's only draining to me when it's the same person over and over and over and over and over. Like, people don't understand that when you come into a chat room and you talk about yourself or your life every single day, do you know how weird that is and how stupid that is sometimes? Because I understand people like care about each other and we all support each other and we want updates, right? And that's fine. You can update us on your life every day. We're all friends or whatever. But when you get that person who like dwells on themselves all the time and they ain't doing nothing about it. See, now you can talk about your life and then you'll see the progression or you'll have an update about a great thing. But if you're talking and you're not doing anything, then you sound like an idiot. You look like an idiot because all you do is run your mouth and not do anything about it. So why don't you just shut up and just join the chat and talk about regular things and talk to each other instead of talking about the things that you wish you can do that you don't do? Because that's where the draining and the frustration comes in, because all you do is run your mouth and don't do anything about it. Now, if you talk about things and you do it, then that's different. And you say, hey guys, guess what? Remember I said I was going to do this? I did it. I'm so happy now. Thanks, guys. You really helped me out. That's totally different. We're happy for you. But if you come in here and run your mouth about, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm psychic and I'm this and I'm that, blah, 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 and you don't do nothing to show, how you think I'm going to feel? I'm going to look at you and say, you're a fucking bullshitter. Like, go away. Don't come in there and talk about your dreams and wishes and then don't do any of it. I want to see some, some real life shit that you're talking about. Exactly. Boy. Yeah, Starlight, they don't respect it. That's the thing. And that's the issue with a lot of things. Like, people, I think that most people, and like I said, this is my opinions. I know people are sensitive to my opinions and I really don't care. This is my channel. I'm going to say whatever I want. You can judge me on whatever you feel. I never claim to be right or perfect, and that'll never happen. These are just my thoughts about how people are. And I always tell people, remember, before I had my channel, I was one of those crazy people who wanted to know about every woman's feelings for me, or why this woman said this to me, or why this woman did that, or why this woman's looking at me like that. Does this woman want this D? I used to ask all these stupid ass questions too, until I caught myself and said, you know what, this is ridiculous. This is dumb. And you're spending all this money and you're not even getting no fucking results. It's all a bunch of bullshit that people feed me to not hurt my feelings. So instead of telling me the truth, you lie to my face, because you want to give me false hope and get me to come back to get an update so you can take my money. And that's why a lot of the people that I went to back then don't exist today, because people caught on to their bullshit. And it's sad that people use tarot for evil shit. But anyway, it's the way it is. But either way, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters how you deal with your life. You want to deal with your life? Go right ahead. I ain't going to stop you from doing nothing. You want to come in here and get readings every day? Go right ahead. All I gotta say is, I don't say I didn't warn you. That's all. I'm the first person to say don't do it every day, and that still goes in one ear and comes out the other. Anyway, I'm gonna give some messages to everybody anybody who wants a message. Yeah, but I can openly admit it because I was one of those people, Starlight. I admit it every time. I admit it every single time. I always say, look, I was like you. I was obsessed. I had to know every day if this girl was gonna be with me or is she the right one, or and I always got the wrong answers because I was too obsessed with getting the answer that I want to hear, which was yes, you're gonna marry this person, or this person loves you. Oh my God. And I got those answers, right? That I wanted, but they were all the wrong answers. Because a lot of readers can't tell you bad news. Because if they do, they think you're never gonna come back again. You see what I'm saying? They got that thing where they're like, oh, Mark told me no, this person don't like me, but 10 psychics told me they do love me. So fuck Mark, I ain't coming back. And then when they find out that person don't give a shit about them, they'll come in here with their head between their legs and their tail between their legs and say, oh, Mark, you were right. That person don't even give a shit about me, but everybody else told me they did because I wanted to hear what I wanted. And I'll say, well, I used to be like that too. It's okay. We're not perfect. It happens. But I would try to get you not to be like me back then and like other people. I'm always trying to warn people, don't do it every single day. Don't go to multiple people. You're just going to make your life worse. But I can only say so much. And then, and I just like to warn people that that shit can go bad quick. Hey, Shania, how you doing? Ashley, are you still here? I'll give you a message if you want. I'm actually going to give everybody a message from this deck. It's called Talking to Heaven Mediumship Cards. I feel like everybody needs a spiritual message. I could be wrong, but I think you do. Because you all need Jesus and spirit in your life. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Starlight. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Barbie, you're next because I don't think Ashley's here, but Barbie, you were next in line. So, Barbie, I'll give you a card. All right, Barbie. Barbie, your card is My Mind is Free. You know how much I worried when I was in my physical existence. It seemed as if I spent most of my days and nights feeling anxious about the future, family, money, and earth. Now I realize that most of what I worried about was never a reality. And those things that did materialize, I thought about myself because fear attracts a negativity. If I could only go back into my body for 5 minutes, I'd apply this to new knowledge to show you how a worry free mind creates and attracts a worry free life. This knowledge has completely released me from bondage of earthly concerns. This is my greatest lesson, and once I hope that impart to you. Give all your worries to heaven and never hang on to them. Be free of worries, and you found the greatest riches of all of them. There you go. So, someone in spirit is saying to you, Barbie, let go and let them deal with it. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Your mind is free. The spirit's got your back. All right. Lucky, you're next, and then Starlight. Amen. All right, Lucky. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. I found it. You're welcome, Barbie. Lucky, someone in spirit says, I am sorry. Please forgive me. And this card says, now that I'm over here, I've had a chance to review my life. I understand how my actions affected you, and I need to apologize so that both of our souls can move forward. You see, if one of us is hanging on to guilt or resentment, it stalls our personal growth. Please know that at every moment I was doing the very best I could, and I will now finally admit to you how frightened I was. I made an effort to appear strong, but underneath I was scared of everything, including life. I covered up my fears by choosing my heart to feeling emotions, and I know this hurt you sometimes quite a bit. I promise that I've learned from this error and also had to forgive and had to have compassion for myself. I ask that you please do the same and forgive me too. The who, that's who you got to figure out. Somebody in spirit wants you to forgive them. Could be anybody in spirit that wants you to forgive them. You're welcome, Lucky. All right, Starlight, you're next. All right, Starlight. I am. This is the second I am card. Okay. So your spirit card, Starlight, is I am standing right next to you. You see the image there. As you're reading these words, so am I, because I'm right beside you at this moment. I do respect your privacy and free will choices very much. If you'd like me to give you some space, just say the word and I will retreat. But for as long as my presence comforts you, I will stay nearby. This is very different where I am now. I am no longer in a hurry, nor do I need to multitask. I love when you talk with me, and I hope you trust the answers that I send you through your feelings, intuition, thoughts, and dreams. Our relationship can become even closer because my old ego defenses aren't as strong as they used to be. I have finally opened up my heart fully, and now I can love you as you deserve to be loved. So there you go. So whoever you're talking to is right next to you, but if you feel like they overburden you or they feel like you're a little bit too much, you can tell them, hey, take a chill. And see, I'm glad that card came out because a lot of people who talk to spirit and have spirit in their life, when the spirit becomes too overwhelmed, all you have to do is say, hey, please leave me alone. It's a little bit too much now. Like, I don't need all these signs and synchronicities, and I don't want you to like aggravate me. I love you to death, but please, you can hang with me every day. You can be on my couch every day, but just don't fucking irritate me. Because some spirits get too excited because God puts them back on earth to be with you, and they're like, what can I do? What can I do to make them better? What can I do to make it right? I'm not saying that's your case, but I tell people sometimes people get very overwhelmed with spirit and they can't handle it. And that's why they won't be a medium, or they won't entertain the fact of the spirit. But you can control what happens. You just have to say it and do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not being bothered and you love the comfort, then that's fine. But I'm talking for people who don't. But I'm glad that message said that. All right, Shania, you're next if you're here. And anybody else who wants a message, let me know. I'm just going down the list of who I can see. Barb, I'll give myself a card at the end once I finish everybody. All right, Shania. You got the exact same card as Lucky. I tell people these things a lot too, but not nobody, but a lot of people doubt it. But I had one woman tell me that once you go into a spirit, everything gets reset. I'm like, don't you believe that? Don't you watch movies, stupid? All right, you got the card also. I am sorry, please forgive me. So there's somebody in spirit who wants your forgiveness. Now that I'm over here, I have had a chance to review my life. I understand how my actions affected you, and I need to apologize so that both of our souls can move forward. You see, if either one of us is hanging on to guilt or resentment, it stalls our personal growth. Please know that every moment I was doing the very best I could. I will now finally admit to you how frightened I was. I made an effort to appear strong, but underneath it, I was scared everything, including my life. I covered up my fears by closing my heart to feeling emotions, and I know this hurt you quite a bit. I promise that I have now learned from this error, but I also had to forgive and have compassion for myself. I ask that you please do the same and forgive me too. You see that sentence? How many times do I tell people you don't have to forgive nobody if you don't want to? You got to forgive yourself first. And even here it says, I promise that I've learned my lesson, my error, and I will also had to forgive myself. Even in spirit, when they get there, they say, you know what, I fucked up. I got to forgive myself over here now because I couldn't do it in real life. And then people will sit there and tell me otherwise. Or because you go into a spiritual form doesn't mean you're automatically, perfect. You know that, right? You got work to do over there. You got to prove yourself over there to God, or else you're going to go to hell where you belong. Don't tell me no different. These cards, this person made this deck for a reason, to prove the things that all mediums know. That's why they're called mediumship cards. Because spirit feels that way too. They got to make themselves better when they get there. But nobody listens to me. A lot of people belong in hell. And I hope they go there too. Because they don't deserve to come back to earth or to be around God or anybody else. There's a lot of devilish people in this world that need to go straight to hell. I got a list of them too. I could write a list for the devil if he wants. I got a lot of recruits for him. I got people who have a chair right next to him. All right. If anybody else wants a card, let me know. If not, I'm gonna pull myself a card. All right, let's see what this means. All right, my card is the earth is our school. You're welcome, Shania. The earth is our school. We often forget when living in a physical body, the earth isn't our true home, heaven is. Heaven is a lot like earth with people, animals, flowers, trees, and such. The difference is up here, there is no competition to meet physical needs. After all, you don't have to eat or pay taxes in heaven. You do have responsibilities, but they are part of your life purpose. So they are joyful for that reason. Hey Rudy, how you feeling, sweetie? Everyone in heaven is relaxed, forgiving, happy, and loving. We go to earth to experience life in a physical body. It's like going away to boarding school. Once we have a physical body, that ego comes apparent because everyone is competing and struggling to take care of their physical demands. But if you can rise above those energies, you'll learn how to bring heaven's love to earth. It can take multiple lifetimes to grasp this simple yet not so simple concept. Fortunately, I'm here to help you learn what's really important for your spiritual growth: love. The more you can see yourself and others through heaven's loving eyes, the more you'll understand that everyone is doing the best they can. You'll have compassion for yourself and others, and that is when you've mastered your schoolwork. I like that. That's nice. I pretty much say that every day, that I need to be on earth a long time to take care of all these idiots that don't understand. But at the same breath, spirit's telling me that you do have responsibilities up here too. It's a part of your life purpose. Ain't that the truth? The topic today is stay away from stupid people who ask stupid questions. Rudy, you want to talk into heaven spirit card? I told my cousin yesterday. He says, "Hey, what you up been up to, Mark? How's things? How's everybody? How's family?" He goes, "What you doing anyway?" I said, "Well, I'm here getting lunch and I'm going home to stay away from fucking idiots." And he starts laughing. I said, "Look, I'm home. I go to work. I go to my workshop. I do what I have to do. I do go groceries. I go see my parents. I work, whatever, and come straight back home. Because the less idiots I see, the better my life is." And he starts cracking up. He goes, "Oh, I know." And I said, "Yep." I said, "I'm too old to be out here around these little fucking minions over here talking all this shit and acting crazy. I ain't going nowhere. I'll stay home. I feel safe at home." I said, "I've been out my whole life. I've been going out my whole damn life. When I was young, I was never home. As soon as I got transportation, I was on the go. Every day I leave home. Where you going? I'm going to my friend's house. Where you going? I'm going to my girlfriend's house. Where you going? I'm going to work. Where you going now? Da 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 da. I was always on the go. I was never home. The only time I went home was to eat, sleep, and shit. That's it. Otherwise, that I was not home. I was always working. I was in the army for 3 years. I was working all the time. As soon as I left school, I dropped out of school and I just was never home. Even when I had an apartment, I was never there. I'm always on the go. But my life is different now. I'm older. I don't want to be on the go. I want to rest, recover, relax, chill out, do simple things, and just the rest of my life, I want it to be simple and nobody around me to aggravate me. Because the more people that aggravate me, the more I'm going to go crazy. The less drama I have, the probably longer I'll live, and the less stress I got to deal with. Yeah, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, you're right, Barb. Ask stupid questions, get stupid answers, or you get nothing at all. Yeah, Starlight. A lot of as we get older and we're in our 40s, 50s, people, we have a lot of spirit to talk to, and we get more spiritually inclined to believe more about what life is really about. Because as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser, right? Not too many people do; they get dumber. But the more understand life as you get older, you want to be home. You want to make your life at home. You want to do things at home. That's why I got that workshop now. That workshop is saving me from going out to do work when I can just do work there. Coming on here is the best thing that I've done in a way, because despite the crazy people sometimes, I have wonderful, beautiful people in here. I have always going to be one asshole, like my mom says, that you have to get rid of every now and then. And that's fine. I can do that. That's not a problem. But I have peace of mind in here. I come in here, I do what I love to do. I can talk to everybody. I can be on here for hours and, pull cards, talk shit, have fun. If you look at this chat, it's full of laughing emojis, everybody having fun, talking shit, having, a good time. We could still be spiritual and laugh and talk shit all at the same time, So it gives me a peace of mind now to stay away from physical people. Because when I'm out there, there's always some jackass that's going to aggravate me. Even going to the store, you get annoyed. Yeah, just peace is good for me and recovery, yes. All right, Rudy, let me get a card for you. Okay, let's see what this is about. Number 17. All right. Okay. Rudy, this is your card. It says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. And it's got somebody putting the puzzle together. All right. There is a divine order behind everything that happens, including the time of a passing. I realized that you wasn't ready to let me go. And in many ways, I wasn't ready either. Since my passing, I've received spiritual counseling to help me see the big picture of my life and death. I now understand that I had to leave the way I did. It was part of my soul contract and yours as well. I now see that everything in this universe is mathematically precise. There are no accidents. Some level, your soul knew that I would leave you before you did. We've both been preparing for this transition since the beginning of our relationship. I am grateful for all the beautiful moments we shared together, along with the lessons I learned from the difficult times. It's all divinely perfect. So there you go. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So whoever passed away that fits that, that's who it is. I love those cards. They're so cool. My friend Elizabeth gave me those cards. Shout out to Elizabeth. Marky loves you. I appreciate it. I never knew these mediumship cards existed until she gave it to me. Yep, it was deep. These cards are very deep. They're a spiritual message, They're mediumship cards where it's actually the person in spirit talking to you, you know? I love spirit card messages more than anything else. Oracle cards are cool, but spirit cards are more of a meaningful thing to me because I deal with spirit more than I do with I'm more attached to a spiritual message than an oracle or a tarot message. You're welcome, Starlight, anytime. But I have so many decks that I just have to switch it up sometimes. I bring this deck down here 2 days ago. I even didn't even remember I had it. It's called the Divination. Oh my God, I can't even talk. Of the Ancients. It's Oracle cards. And I even forgot I had this deck. And it's such a nice deck. And I used it about 2 days ago. I used it. And I even forgot I had it. And I even forgot who gave it to me. Because a lot of these decks I didn't buy. It was given to me as gifts. So I always forget that I have all these cool decks. And I have some like gothic, crazy looking decks upstairs that I don't really like to use, but they have cool messages and stuff. So I might bring that one down tonight. I think it's called something Healing. I've seen other people use it. I think it's called Healing of the Arts Oracle or some crap like that. I don't even know. I haven't been on there forever, to be honest. I have to check it, but I haven't updated it probably since Christmas. Because nobody's really sent me anything from there since Christmas. So I kind of don't really update it unless I really have to. But I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, that whatever's on there is what I like. But some people are like, you got a boring wish list. These are things that you can get yourself. I'm like, well, it's things that I want. But you don't have to buy them, but it's things that I want. And sometimes I put things on my Amazon wish list because I want to buy those things for myself so I don't forget that I wanted those things. So a lot of times I do it for my own liking. But I'm going to go look at it now because I probably have gotten some of those things and I do need to update it actually. Because there's some other things that I would like to get myself. Actually, let me see what's on here. Yeah, I can remove that actually. See, I'm glad you told me something because I'm going to remove some of these things that I don't really like. I had to delete some of these things because I already got some. Actually, I got this too, so I can delete that too. I can delete that. I can delete that. Oh yeah, I got this too. Shit. I'm glad I deleted all this stuff. I don't want nobody buying me shit I already have. I got that. I got that. I got Lightworkers Tarot deck on here, Mediumship Training deck. There's some cool cards on here that I never got. Actually, I saw a Mystical using this one, the Star Codes Astral Oracle. I saw her use that yesterday. I like that deck. It's pretty cool. I'm glad I still have that up here because that was a deck that I wanted to get, but I never did. But that deck I saw her use yesterday, and that's pretty cool. See, it doesn't show like the actual cards on here sometimes. And like I added that like 4 years ago. And a lot of the things that I have on here are Prime things that like on Amazon Prime. So it's like cheaper, or like faster to get to me. I can delete that too. Yeah, so I have the only annoying thing about this wish list is you have to send me the invoice. So if anybody buys me anything, as soon as you buy it, you go to your orders and you click on invoice. and you have to email me at markymarkstarot at gmail.com and send the invoice. Without that, I can't accept the gift because you have to tell me what you buy and the invoice off of Amazon, so that way when custom gets it, they know that it was a gift and how much it costs and all that bullshit. It's not like the States where they you send it to your house and that's it. Yeah, it's stupid. Okay, Barb, take care. You have your grandson coming? Oh, cool. Here in Bermuda, it's a holiday today and tomorrow, so I'll be here all weekend and all day, off and on. Because here it's called Cup Match. It's when East versus West play a big 2-day cricket match, and then people go and play and gamble, and they play a game called Crown and Anchor, where everybody gambles and people go and eat, go in tents, and people go crazy, like, and have a great time. And my sister went to a concert last night, a reggae concert. She said she had a good time. I actually saw the video today of it. There was a lot of people there. But me, I want to stay home and stay away from the heat. It's very hot outside. It's annoying. I'm going to go visit my parents in a little while. My mom says she would love to have a hamburger and hot dog on the barbecue. So I told her I'll come down there and I'll make some for me and her. And tomorrow I'm going to go eat fish at our house too. I have to take fish, and I bought my dad 2 pairs of pajamas on Amazon, and I have to deliver those too. Because my mom says there's no pajamas here in Bermuda that are cheaper. They're all expensive and crazy. So I told my mom, look, don't worry about it. I'll order some on Amazon and you'll be fine. So I told her it came in within 3 days. She was like, what? You're serious? I'm like, yeah. I said, look, it'll be an early birthday present for Dad. No, I have to give you the money. I'm like, look, Mom, it's a present for Dad. Keep quiet. His birthday is in September. He goes 82. So I always find a way for them not to pay me. She gets so mad. Oh, cool, Starlight. You guys have a bank holiday? You found my address. Okay, cool. My address is probably different now because not my Bermuda address, but it goes to my if anybody sends me anything through Amazon, it goes to Delaware, and then from Delaware it gets transferred to Bermuda because they don't send it straight to Bermuda. And if they do, I'll pay like an arm and a leg for a gift. So it's kind of annoying. My dad's the 23rd of September. But the next birthday in my family is my nephew. He's on the 23rd of August. He goes 16. Yeah, my dad goes 82, September 23rd. So I said to my mom, I said, this is his early birthday gift. And she's like, I'm like, Mom, don't worry about it. It was only $50. Don't worry. Like, take a chill. I don't care. My nephew is on the 25th of September. He goes 21. Actually, no, he does go 22. My bad. Yeah, he goes 22. Shit. He goes 22. My other nephew next month goes 16. Everybody's getting older. My oldest nephew is 23. And then this is the next one, 22. It's 23, 22, 19. Actually, the other one is 20. So it's 23, 22, 20, 19, 17, and 15. That's how old they are. 06. Hey, Blue Nile, I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, Bermuda. That's why I got that Amazon wish list, because people used to send it to my PO box when I had it, but I got rid of my PO box because they wanted $85 a year just to have it. And I wasn't like, it was just a joke. I would pay $85 a year and get a handful of gifts, and it'll take like a month for me to get. So then I said to everybody, look, if you want to send me something on my wish list, it goes to Delaware first and it's tax free. So you're going to save money sending me the gift, and I'm going to save money receiving the gift. And then the only thing you had to really do is send the invoice to my email so I can send it to the place. And then that was it. So it's pretty much simple, but people still effed it up. I got 2 donations. Let me see who was first here. Yeah, I got Rudy first and then Blue Nile. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right. So, Rudy, you said you want a general. All right, cool. I know, right, Starlight? I was going to say the same thing, but I'm glad you said it, because she would have said that I'm picking on her. Even though she got a shower, all she did was stand underneath the water. No soap. Thank God. Go to sleep now. That'll be great. Pain in the effing ass. If anybody wants to know what that means. Because that's what she is. Between her and my dog, I don't know who's worse. All right, Rudy, let me see what I got for you. See, she should have been in her damn bed worrying about what I'm doing over here. See? I went in my bed last night when I got off here. I went in my bed and I woke up like 7. Then I went outside, took Diamond out to pee, and I ran right back into my bed and I slept till like 9:30. So I got a good, decent sleep yesterday, last night. Okay. Rudy, what I'm getting here is you're worried about a young lady, could be your daughter. You're worried about one of your daughters. You're wondering if she's sick or she's okay, or you're like worried a lot about her. This could be the one that you said that was pregnant or having a baby, I think you told me one time. I see her like not doing that great, or you worrying about her, or her feeling like powerless, or feeling like she's not prepared for the life she's about to have, where she could feel very ill right now, or she just doesn't feel herself and you're worried about her. That's what I'm getting. I get a lot of young energy. I know you have a good bit of kids. So I also get that a young man also could be your son. I feel like this is probably your oldest son. He's not capable of dealing with things. He's making a lot of mistakes. He might be mad over a woman or over his sister. It's either a girlfriend or over some woman. He can make a lot of mistakes sometimes, impulsive mistakes, and he's learning from that, or he's dealing with a crazy woman. Oh, she had the baby. Okay, so you're officially a grandma then. Congrats. Well, at least she had the baby and she's gonna learn her life now. So babies change everything. Believe me. I don't have one, but I've seen it. Also, I'm getting here is you might feel like you have what you need, but you're still not happy with a lot of things, right? You might feel like you've wasted time, you've wasted money, you wasted your efforts, and you feel like money is something that you need to let go of and just say, I get it when I get it. I do it when I have to do it, and I have to deal with it when I have to deal with it. Just don't be worried about people who are greedy about money or not generous with money or just deal with money in a bad way around you. Then I get an older man, someone who is an asshole, someone who's selfish, King of Swords reversed. This is a person who is like causing you sadness or making you feel shitty or doesn't give a shit about you. This could be like one of the baby daddies that you're dealing with, or this could be a person in your life that doesn't give a shit about you and acts very selfish and causes you to feel sad or cause you to be mad at them. So a lot of craziness around you with people. I feel like your children and this man is a pain in the ass, and you're just trying to keep your sanity. You're trying to say, you know what, at least I have this and I'm okay. So you might feel prosperous in some ways, but you might not be happy, obviously, with other things. But it can't be perfect, right? My dog's enjoying her best life over here grunting. All right. Also, I get that at home you might feel at your best place because you have a home now, and you're home and you're doing your thing. You're recovering. You had your operation. You're home. You feel at peace at home. You feel like you can't really do too much, but you're still trying to find a way to make your life better. But you feel a bit more peaceful, being that you have a place to live and you're okay. Spirit wants you to be more firm, get more balanced, get better, recover, maintain the peace. I get peace twice here. So they want you to feel more peaceful. They want you to accept the peace that you have in your life. But they say that you're still worried about things, concerned about your children. You might even feel like kind of embarrassed about the way things are going down, or maybe people feel embarrassed about you, like they feel like my mom told me this, but now I feel embarrassed about admitting to her that she was right. Or you might feel embarrassed with the people that you've tried to make better, but they don't. And that could be a feeling that you have, but it could just be the worrying part of it. All right, Lucky, take care. Good night. And also, it does say here, because I got the Two of Pentacles, and that's you trying to, juggle things, make it right, make changes that are worthwhile, worrying and concerned about, if when I go back to work, is it going to be okay? Working again, how is it going to feel? Like difficulty in making something happen. And you might feel like kind of you don't have any ambition, or you feel like people are around you are making you feel like lazy or feel weird, or you're like, you know what, you bunch of hypocrite mofos. So you might be like looking at people around you saying, I'm dealing with a bunch of hypocrites over here. But just try and stay balanced and stay peaceful. That's going to give you, that's going to give you what you need. Well, if that's what you feel like, I would say go for it. Always go with what you feel is right. If you feel that's right for you to do, then do it. It's never too late, So you've got to make that choice yourself. You got to say, hey, I'm going to do school, and that's what I feel like doing. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. Because if you keep doubting yourself and keep questioning what you should do or your intuition is telling you, then you're not going to go anywhere fast. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But the energy I get for you is not as bad as I used to get. So I feel like things are going to improve and get better for you next month. As it already, things always happen. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to go through bullshit to get what you want. And that's the thing. Well, that's good. I'm glad they're helping you. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you feel more peaceful because you're getting this help. And if that's the way you're feeling, then accept it. Try not to fight the help that you receive, because that's the balance and maintaining the peace, you know? Oh, that's just life. The past 2 years I had to go through my sister getting a divorce and seeing my nephews go through a divorce and get, and everybody wanted to kill the fucking guy, and I had to tame everybody down. I'm the fucking gangster, and I had to tell everybody stop trying to, beat the shit out of this guy or fuck him up, And they're like, "You're the first one to say that we should go beat his ass." I'm like, "Yes, I know, because we get mad." I said, I talk like that, but I don't want to do that. You know, don't fight it. Like, just let God deal with it. And they all listened to me, and I listened to myself, and it worked. We came out on top. We won. He took the L, not us, because people want to aggravate you, to slap the shit out of them, or to argue with them or assault them, so you look like the bad person and they look like the victim. The devil always wants to look like the victim and make the good person look bad. That's what life is for a lot of people. The victims, the people who play victim, the narcissists, and all these people, they want to make you look bad some type of way, you know? But you can't. You gotta stay sane for your own life. Because what's better, you being free or being in jail and having a record for slapping the shit out of somebody? Or, I've been through a lot this past 2 years with this bastard aggravating my family and talking shit about me and my sister and disrespecting his children. It makes you want to go beat the fuck out of him. But for what? If we just sit back and watch it all unfold and you're not guilty and you're telling the truth, then everything's going to pan out. And you know what they tell me now? "I hate you, Mark, because you're fucking right about it all the time." And I said, it's not even about being right. I'm just telling you how these people operate. This is what people do. If they know that they're lying, they want to make you look like the bad guy. Because you're not lying, but they're gonna lie so much and tell lies so much that it makes you so furious that you want to do something to them. They want a reaction, but no reaction is the best reaction. Silence is better than bullshit. No answer is their answer. Just let them run their mouths. Let them talk. Let them say whatever they want. It don't make no difference. And even when you get somebody out of your life, they're still gonna try and get you a month later, 2 months later, 2 years later. They're still gonna try and get you because they can't fathom how you don't give a shit about their lies. And I know it's the hardest thing in the world to do. You're talking to somebody who wants to react and do something. But I had to tame myself. I had to tap myself by the neck and say, "Don't do it, you dumbass. Don't react to these fools. Don't react to people." But it's hard not to, because we're human beings and we react to things. We get emotions, we get feelings, we get mad, we get angry, and we say things sometimes because we get fed up. And it happens to me all the time. That's something that I really have to work on, me personally, to not react to stupid fucking people. But it's very difficult. And I try my best, because that's my biggest weakness, is reacting to stupid people. And I gotta stop. I really do. But it's very hard not to. And I can admit that openly, that I have a problem with people and giving them a reaction when I shouldn't. I should practice what I preach. And that's one of my things. I'm very good at it now, but I still can be a lot better. I was a lot worse back in the day. But now I understand that, hey, look, just leave it alone, bro. Let God deal with it. And when I let God deal with it, he does. All right, Blue Nile, you can ask your question, sweetheart, if you're here. Because you're next. And after Blue Nile, I got Starlight. And thanks, guys, for your donations and your patience. Because I know I go on my rants sometimes. But my rants are to help you. and to listen to myself again. To remind myself not to do dumb shit. Yeah, see, as long as my rant, you're next. You're up now. It's you, Blue Nile. I just finished with Rudy. Now it's your turn, and after you is Starlight. And thanks, Guy, for being patient. That's true, Fever. Sometimes I think my rants are like a little bit too much, and people are like, "Fuck this guy, always ranting about shit." But the reason I rant is to help you guys and to help myself understand that, hey, it's okay to like be in these positions that everybody else is in, because we're all in like the same boat sometimes. We're all good people, but it's like, fuck, man, like just leave me alone, just like don't aggravate me, don't talk about me, just fuck off. Like if you don't want to listen to me and deal with me, don't come in here. Just let me talk and leave me alone. But some people, they can't handle it. See, they just say, I hate when this guy says something. I'm gonna oh, fuck you, shut up. Leave me alone. Go away. Well, when you do speak the truth, it hurts the people who don't want to hear it. And that's their problem, not mine. I've always been the same person I've always been for years. I always tell the truth because I don't want to remember my lies. Because I don't lie. Because why should I remember a lie? But I remember the truth. And that's one thing about me that will never change. I'm always going to say what's on my mind, whether you like it or not. And if you agree, great. If you don't agree, that's cool too. We all have our own opinions, and I'm not going to hate you for disagreeing with me. We can agree to disagree. One of my best friends has passed away and used to come in here and used to say, Mark, I love you, but I disagree with you. And I would tell her, I love you too. And you can disagree too. I don't care. It's all good. As long as we can agree to disagree and be safe and be cool and be friends, that's all good. Like, I ain't going to try and prove you wrong, because there is no wrong and right in your mind. Whatever's right in your mind is right. Whatever's wrong in your mind is right. And same with me, same with you. As long as we can be cool and not go at each other, then we're okay. But a lot of people need to learn that. There's a lot of strong opinions out there. Take it or leave it. You can walk away. It's okay. Okay. Would like a heads up on how things will look socially speaking from September at university. Noticed that this girl who has been a nightmare has a lot of mutuals with me, and she's not aware of the game plan. Well, Blue Nile, what I would say is, even though you have mutual friends with people, it doesn't mean that you all got to get along or you have to get along for that person's sake. At the end of the day, I would say the best game plan is to be cool with who you want to be cool with and keep everybody at a distance and never trust anybody anyway. Even if you have mutuals, that don't mean nothing. It just means that you have good taste in friends. And even though all of you 10 people can be friends with each other, there's always going to be one or two people that don't really like each other, you know? She went on a smear campaign because she can't be you. That's all. A lot of people like to smear people because they want to be like them. And that should give you more confidence. She wants to be like you. She wishes she was good looking like you. She wishes she was smart like you. She probably wishes a lot of things. It's facts. When somebody smears your name for no reason, it's because they envy you. But if you're smearing them for a reason because they smeared you first, now that's different. It's just like tit for a tat. You are who you hang around. That's my saying. You hang around shit, you're going to start to stink. What I get here is you might have at least 3 decent friends, women friends that you can count on that will help you resolve problems, come to conclusions. You'll be satisfied being around them. You'll have to compromise some things with the people you even like because they have these mutual friends or they did these certain things. But I see here that you'll have an okay time with the friends that you do have, especially the women friends, because you're inspired by the same things. So if all of you love art, you'll all have something to talk about. And I feel like these women that know you and know this person, they know what that person's like, you know? Yeah, I see your small circle being okay, but it's more of a, I would say, these women that don't like you is because they feel like men could be an issue in between you guys. So for instance, if there's like 2 guys that say, I tried to date Blue Nile, but she ain't biting or she don't want me. They might have gone back to this woman and say, "Hey, your friend Blue Nile don't like me, or she ain't interested in guys, or what's out, blah blah blah." So they might be a little upset, maybe because you get more attention. Maybe these guys have said shit about you or something like that. But I see it's 2 petty guys here, and then there's 3 women that absolutely like you and are cool with you. And I feel like you might even begin to have new friends that you can actually depend on and actually will compliment you and compliment your way of life. So I don't see nothing really bad here. I just see animosity between some men that might not like you, or you had problems with these women because of men. But I do see at least 2 or 3 women that you're going to have good times with and heal through, or heal this process that you went through with this other chick. Because when somebody smears you and you have mutual friends, right? They'll eventually come back to you because they know that you were the one telling the truth. It's happened to me a million times on here alone. People always come back here and say, "Hey, Mark, I'm sorry I took this person's side." And for me, it's difficult being on here, being a man, because it's majority 90% women in here. So the women will be like, "We hate men and we hate Mark because he treated me rough. He told me I was a bitch and a hoe." Oh my God. And the woman's looking at it like, "You are a bitch and you are a hoe. So he was right, but you just don't want to hear it. And then they'll be like, "I don't care. I like Mark. He's cool. He ain't called me no bitch and no hoe." So, shit like that will happen. Which I don't care. But it's probably happening to you too, and happens to everybody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of the people she does aren't aware that they know me because I went off. Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I see like nothing really coming out of this, because those women will look at you different. They'll look at you like, "Yeah, I don't care what this person says. I'm going to take you for face value." That's why I think you and the women friends will be fine. It's just the men that have some animosity, which is not a problem because you don't care about them anyway. Right. And that's a good thing to get away from. So I feel like once you get, I don't know if the word is reintegrated into that clique or those people, you'll be okay. It's just the men that you have to deal with. I don't think because the person doesn't, they're reversed. So they're not going to be a problem, but it's going to be talked about. So if someone says, "Oh, Blue Nile? Oh, yeah, my ex did this and whatever," or, her ex will probably be like, "Oh, yeah, her ex did this and she thought my ex did that and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, well, this man did this or her ex told me that and blah, blah, blah." It might be just a little bit of gossip, I believe. Because when the men are reversed here, it tells me that they're not going to be an issue, but they might talk about you. But the women that they talk to you about, they're like, I don't care. Like, you're an ass anyway, so I'm cool with Blue Nile. I don't care about you. So that's how the cards come out. Like, these women are gonna get caught in the middle of the conversation about you, probably, and then they're gonna say, "Well, we like her. We ain't worried about you, bro, because you ain't nobody to look at or to deal with anyway." You know how women are. Women be like, "You're not even my type, bro." You know, or "You ain't Blue Nile's type. Don't even think about it." Or "That's why she don't like you, because you're an idiot." You know how women are. They be like, "I'm too good for you, bro." When a woman does that to me, I said, "God save me from you, oh. I ain't worried about you. You think I like you like that, woman? You know, in my company." That's why Jesus never got married either. He saved hers. He made sure you didn't get killed, because you're actually good on the earth for some people. Oh boy. Hey Claudia, I'm doing good. How are you? That's a famous saying, Starlight. That's a famous saying. But the devil's always going to keep working. The devil's never going to give up. See, God doesn't have to do anything. It's either you believe in him and believe in yourself. But, the devil's always going to keep working to make you get on his side. Or he's going to send people to you to irritate you, to make you look bad. That's how you got to look at the reality of things sometimes. But this is life, You're just dealing with that crazy Libra. Yeah. I deal with crazy people every day. Join the club. You got to take some of the crazies too. We all got to have equal amount of crazy people in our lives, okay? I just can't deal with these crazy people every day by myself. You guys got to have some too, okay? And don't be complaining about crazy people. That's all I do every day is complain about crazy people. Now you guys see how I feel now. You be like, "Mark's always talking about crazy ass people." Now I know what he feels like. I deal with these crazy fucks every day. I'm telling you, a lot of crazy people out there. I just finished my second cup of coffee and that's it. It's 3:15 here. I woke up late today. I actually got some nice sleep. Nice holiday today. I'm chilling. I want to chill with you guys, do what I got to do. It's too fucking hot outside. I'm going to go for a swim in probably like 2 hours from now. Yeah, it is. So, Blue Nile, that's what I would say, that it looks good in the long run, and just let people figure you out. You don't have to prove nothing to anybody. I feel like your women friends are going to know what's the deal, because that sometimes we can defend ourselves or pick and choose who we want in our lives, but that person that we have to deal with, right? The people that we deal with, they're going to make their own assumptions. And usually when you're a good person and you're honest, you always get crazy people or people who are not trustworthy or don't trust. It's either one or the other. So they're going to have to make their assumptions of you. And whatever assumptions they make, it's okay. Don't take it personally, because these people are more broken than you are. So when you're like at the top of your game and you're 100% sure of your life and you are spiritually, adapted and inclined to other things, you got to remember that broken people are always going to find the good ones to get unbroken or heal, or get your opinion on how you became who you are and how you overcome the bullshit. So you're always going to get those type of people around you, but you don't have to hang with them and absorb them, absorb their bullshit or their energy. To be honest, Blue Nile, I think that this person is going to maintain peace for now, because they got a lot of shit going on in their life and they're not very happy. It looks like they're ending. They feel like your friendship is ended now and they don't even care about you like that. And I do feel like this person's got a lot of problems in their lives. They got bigger problems than you. And they got bigger problems in their life, Right. If you were never friends, then they just want to maintain peace because they have all this bullshit in their life. I heard a woman say the other day, and I posted it on my Instagram. She says, I am a plate of karma for people who disrespect me. And that's how I ever since I heard this lady say this, and she was young too. She was on a podcast and she said that she feels like her life has always been a plate of karma for people who disrespect her because she don't go around doing no dumb shit. She just stays to herself and people get envious of her and her life. Right? And that's why I posted that, because I feel like how she felt. Because I feel like when people disrespect me, they get karma instantly. Because what the fuck did I do to you to deserve anything that you say that I am or do? Why are you poking with me for? I ain't done nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're that type of person, which I know you are, you know, you become the plate of karma for them. So the more they talk, the worse their lives are gonna get. And they're probably not just talking about you, they're talking about everybody else too. So fuck them. But I don't see this person bothering you. And just remember, if they slightly bother you or say anything, it's more karma coming their way. See, this is what I want everybody to understand. If you personally have nothing on your conscience, and I mean nothing, that you've done wrong to anybody who attacks you, and you got to understand to stay quiet, don't say nothing, don't explain yourself, don't defend yourself. All you got to do is imagine yourself on a plate, standing on a big ass plate, right? And you're their karma. And when they fuck around with you and they eat on that plate, they're eating their karma and eating their own fucking words, what they say about you. That's how you gotta look at it. That woman's words opened up my mind this last couple weeks because what she said resonated with me. And I always wondered why when people fuck with me, they get karma all the time. And it's a fact. And I always, I don't wonder about it too much because I know God's always got my back and spirit knows that I have nothing on my conscience. I don't go around, wishing bad on people and disrespecting nobody unless you're doing it to me. Right. But I shouldn't even turn around and do it and give you my energy. You're talking shit about me, go right ahead. Where's your proof of what I did to you? You have none. That's why people give up on me. They said, I can't even prove that Mark did anything to me because there is no proof. It's just your speculation and your assumptions. Where's the proof? You have none. That's why you look like a dumbass. That's why leave me the fucking alone. And leave. You got to say that to yourself. Leave me alone. I ain't even done nothing to you. But you ain't even got to say nothing. You become that karma for them. Yeah, you got to serve what you deserve. Yeah. Even when you bump into that person, Blue Nile, just act like they don't exist. And that's the worst part for them. The more you act like somebody exists, the more they feel relevant. People love it. 5 minutes of attention. Exactly. So if you do that already and it's working, keep doing it. That's it. Every now and then, we have to obviously put people in their place and say something. Like, I have a bad habit of doing that, I'll admit it. Instead of me just leaving it alone, I still see the person talking shit, so I'll make them feel relevant for 5 minutes. And then I'll diss the shit out of them, which I shouldn't do. And I admit that sometimes I give my energy to these idiots. But the reason I do it is it makes me feel like I have to remind the person that you're a fucking idiot and you still don't have no proof. But I do. And that's the sad part. I have to waste my energy on these idiots, these little fucking minions that talk shit. Hey Marilyn, how you doing? All right, Starlight, you're next. Well, that's a good thing. When you inflict fear in somebody for talking shit, then they'll leave you alone. That's my specialty, to be honest. Because I'm the type of person, I'll roast the shit out of you, and I don't want to do that. But if I have to roast you live and I have to tell people about you live, then I will. I will make you look like the fool that you are. That's not a problem. I don't have no problem in humiliating somebody who keeps coming at me. That's not a problem. But I don't want to be that way. I want to be peaceful and just leave it alone, let God deal with it. And you'll be the plate of karma. I'll be your plate of karma. I'm not going to stop using that. All right. So, oh yeah, I appreciate your patience, Starlight, but you're next now, so we're good. And I'm glad you're patient and you're not a pain in my ass like some people. And even if you were, you'd be a good pain in the ass. It's okay. And when I say things like that, I'm always joking anyway. All right. You're welcome, Blue Now. No problem, sweetheart. Always wish you the best. All right. You said, can I have a general? Whatever you pick up. All right, cool. No problem. That's easy. Enough. And then after Starlight, I have Marilyn. All right. Let me see what we got here. My dog's so funny. She's over here on the tile and she's like sprawled out. And she gets up every now and then. She's like, oh, I have such a hard life. She's been a good girl today so far. She has the life. She ain't got to pay no bills. All she got to do is eat, sleep, and shit. That's it. Yeah, I saw your video of your doggy on Instagram. I saw it yesterday. And I haven't seen Dan for 2 days now. I'm kind of worried about him. I haven't seen Dan for 2 days, so I don't know where the heck he is or what's going on. But Dan, if you get this shout out, we're worried about you, bro. We haven't seen you. Hopefully you're okay, and I pray that you are, you and the wife. If you wanted a break from all of us, I understand. But yeah, hopefully Dan's okay. Haven't seen him. I think I might message Marley later and see if she can get a hold of him to see if he's okay. Yeah, mine's literally right here on the ground next to me sleeping. Well, she just got up, but she's going to sleep again, guaranteed. All right, so you got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I see like a lady. Also, when I was shuffling your cards and I closed my eyes, that's why sometimes when I close my eyes, it's dangerous. But I see a lady that when I was shuffling, she was from like way, way back. You know how you had those ladies that had those really, really long dresses and they had like cool little hairstyles. And this person is heavy set, tall lady, but she's like thick, not fat, but like, big bone, strong, lady. And she looks like she's a part of a dance. Like, you know how they had those groups back in the day where they'll like, perform and like about 20 of them and all they'll form in couples and they're dancing around the little circles and, they ain't doing no twerking or nothing like that. That was way before twerking. But this is like way, way back. Like this woman looks like she's from like the 70s before we were born, like 60s, 70s. And she looks very radiant and she has makeup. She's got like these really, really frizzy, curly blonde hair. And she looks like she could be one of your ancestors, like grandmother, So if that description fits her when she was maybe, I don't know, 30 years old. She looks like this woman looks like she's 30 years old, and she's dancing around and she's all like la ti da, and she's all dressed up and she has like a big flower in her side of her head in her hair, and she has like this long black and white and red dress, like the long ones that you used to dance in, because women covered themselves up back in the day, right? So this is like the person that I see. I don't know if this resonates to anything that you know of, but this person was a part of some like dance group, or they love to like dance with other people in like this big circle group type of thing. Part of like some type of group, a good one at that. So this person, that's what they look like. They got like bluish green eyes, curly, dirty blonde type of hair that's very frizzy and long, like a chubby face with red, rosy cheeks. And she's got like this full outfit on. And she's showing me her like dancing with a guy, and they all dance with each other and they're around in this circle and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Uh, anyway, that's what I saw. So I don't know if that resonates with you. Could be an ancestor from way back, or a grandmother, possibly, or a mother, or whoever. I'll let you pick the buns out of that. Otherwise, that it looks like you have a lot of women friends that are good friends with you. If you're wondering about if these women are genuine enough, these women all have like brownish hair, black hair. They're all women who toast to you and love your energy. And they can be very close to you. They can help you resolve issues. They can help you come to conclusions. They can heal your energy. You can heal them. You feel fulfillment around these women that you're around. You're all inspired by the arts, or have mutual feelings about things, and you love each other's company. So there could be, because I got the Three of Cups here, and the Three of Cups is three ladies toasting, to victory and toasting to friends. So this card's come up a few times in the past couple weeks. So it's showing up for you in the present, you know, uh, the present. And in the present, there could be a lot of women around you, maybe more than three or four, that are very kind to you, think that you are kind to them. Meditation group grub. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, these are you're gonna have a lot of women influences. You can be an influence to other women, and they love your energy and they love being around you and love being talking to you about art and friendships and compromising with each other, helping each other, feeling like you're coming to a conclusion or a resolution of a problem. Um, Otherwise, that I see that your success and your material gain will increase. Whatever advantages you want where it comes to health, your health might be really, really good right now. Or if you want to be more healthy, you can be. Whatever difficulties you have in September, it'll be all gone. Like September looks like a very good month for you. You got the Nine of Cups, and the nine is September, the ninth month. So I ask, when I do a general, I usually ask for like a month, what the month is gonna bring. So in the month of August, the only thing I see that can be a problem is men, or a man. So there might be a man who's immature, ineffective, weak, petty. Could be an Aries, could be an older man that that's a pain in the ass and just being an idiot to you. Somebody who might not want to make a decision. You might put a decision in this person's hand, and they don't take it. Or you might deal with a man in the next 30 days that aggravates you. Then I got the Emperor reversed and the Magician reversed. So this can be two different energies or the same person acting crazy, you know? So this person is going to annoy you probably in the next couple days. So you might have two men, or it might be one man acting different in two different ways. But usually when I get these two cards, it's usually an older man, which is the Emperor, and a younger man, which is the Magician. So if you know who these men are, these men could annoy you or can be insecure towards you or try to, make you feel a certain way where you're like, why are you bothering me, or why are you annoying me, you know? Or you might just, because they're reversed, when they do present themselves to you, you're gonna be like, oh hell no, I'm not letting you enter my life or irritate me or get, you know, yeah. If they're most like, hey, guided by the universe, how you doing? So if you have blocked them, they're going to try to, they could be annoyed because you blocked them, and their energy might like come through, and they might find a way to communicate with you. You know, they might find a way to say something to you, and you're going to be like, oh God, I got to block you from here too. So these two men might irritate you, or this one man might irritate you. And because you already blocked them once, it looks like, because there's two men here, the person might try. I feel like this is the same man acting dumb again, you know, or being wanting to be blocked from somewhere else. But if you have this person blocked, it could be them just trying to get back to you again, to aggravate you again. Or they might go through a friend to get to you. That's what it also can be. As I look at my clock, it said 333. So that's telling me it comes in threes. But it's weird because I got 3 of cups here, 9 of cups. So that's a good combination. So that tells me that even with even with this man or these men aggravating you, the women will help you get through the times. Or you might be dealing with women friends that have men aggravating them, and you give them advice about how to deal with these aggravating idiots. So it could be either or, because remember, this is a general reading. So it could be you helping these women get over the men that are disrespecting them. Or you might read for somebody about that, and you'd be like, hey, look, I went through the same shit. This is what I would do if I were you. But to get the 9 of cups at the very end, it tells me that September looks like a month where you'll get all your blessings and your wishes. So whatever you're working on in the month of September, more stability, more abundance, more health, more well-being, more success, whatever the 9 of cups means to you, that's what you probably will be doing. So if these men don't relate to you, they can relate to a friend, a woman friend, because the 3 of cups is women, right? At least that means that to me. It's 3 women, you know, holding up a cup saying, yes, you got me through this bullshit. Thank you, Starlight, you know, shit like that. So that's what it could be as well. You getting that situation dealt with. So if you're helping them with that, then that's probably what it is. For sure. So if there's anything else you want me to clarify, I can do that for you. But that's pretty much what I see in general, what can happen in the next 30 days and further. So in August, you might be dealing with this type of thing. And if you say you have a close friend, you're helping her with that, then that's probably what this is about then. That this person really, really appreciates you helping her because you helped them. So that could be what it is. She helps me with past bullshit. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. So this is a good woman friend that you have. This is going to be the present energy that you're going to deal with. So if you're wondering if this woman appreciates you, she does. Your women friends really love you and appreciate you. Maybe you probably don't know that sometimes, or maybe you doubt it sometimes. And if you don't, that's great. But if you do, this is like to leave the doubt out of your mind, that these women really appreciate you because they know you're genuine, you know. They know you're genuine. So that's a good thing. All right. Next, I have Marilyn. And then after Marilyn, I have Guided by the Universe. So, guys, please be patient and I'll get to you and we'll get there. All right. You said, Mark, I think that Dave Pisces that will try to come back. He has tried, but I rejected. The energy I got was Aries energy, but that doesn't mean anything. Like the magician and the emperor is Aries, but the character could be the Pisces. So if the Pisces is like that and has the characteristics of the Emperor and the because the Emperor reversed and the Magician reversed equals asshole, you know. So it's a person who like feels very weak and can't get over somebody. So if this person couldn't get over you and now they feel weak about their power over you, then that's who it is. And Pisces men can be very dramatic and emotional, and they can actually cry to you and say, "Baby, I love you, please." You know. But if he has an Aries moon, then that could be his Aries energy right here. So could be them. So probably he might try to come back again if that's the case. All right. So Marilyn, you said, "What are my Scorpio and it's about?" You know. All right. Let me check. For them to be reversed like that, they feel very weak and no determination and very insecure. So that's probably why their energy came up. And if you are wondering about their energy, then that's your answer. Yeah. Because if that's the person on your mindset, then the cards will pick it up. So that probably confirms them hitting rock bottom. If they're Emperor and Magician reverse, that's a person who's feeling very weak and can't do much and insecure and petty. So it sounds like that. Yeah, sometimes people need that, and so they can catch themselves and come back stronger or better, or it's just life. We all go through it. I went through it plenty of times. We all go through it. We all have to reset one day. Can't always be perfect. All right, Marilyn, let me see. Swear this must be. I swear I've shuffled the cards like a million times, and like almost the same exact cards have come out for everybody. This is kind of weird and freaky. But I have to go with what I get. Sometimes the same cards. Earlier, the same message came out in the Talking to Heaven cards. It came out twice for same card for two different people. It's almost like the same exact cards come out for everybody. And I shuffle like crazy, but it is what it is. Sometimes these cards mean the same thing for everybody. Yeah, exactly. Marilyn, if you're here, let me know so I can give you your answer. And guided by the universe, I'll get to you right after. And yes, I did get your PayPal. Thanks. All right, Marilyn. Okay, what I got is your aunt feels like your relationship can be healed and can get better. I feel like she might have dealt with a man that was very bad to her. So she had to get over those things. Or maybe she was embarrassed to tell you about a man that she was dealing with. Or maybe you both had men problems and that's the only thing you guys really can talk about. But she doesn't feel, she feels like she feels restrained when she hides her emotions, or she feels like she can't tell you everything. But she doesn't have anything like no animosity or any like bad feelings towards you. She just thinks that she might not want to talk about her personal life or the men in her life or the man in her life. That could be it. Or maybe when she gets together with you or talks with you, it's always about a negative man or a negative person. That could be it too. But it seems like she has common sense and she knows what's right from wrong. But she hides her emotions. She might hide things from you when she says things, or hides her emotions. I don't think she hides too much, but she might feel like a little bit restrained from telling you things or telling you about things, so she doesn't look like she's crazy or something, or she's aware that you might judge her or you might have judgment of her. But in the future or the next time you guys talk, I feel like it'll be more of a compromise between both of you. Like you'll feel like, hey, look, we can, if there is a problem between you and her, then I would say it'll get resolved in the next 3 days to 3 weeks. Like you'll talk to each other again, and if you do talk to her now, then I feel like any day now when you talk, a resolution is going to happen. Like you're going to resolve any issues that you had or any issues that you have outside of each other. You'll be able to talk about it openly and honestly, and you'll be able to resolve things together. So if you want to resolve things with her or you want to talk to her about certain things, you can talk to her and she'll be fine with it. But I feel like both of you might have a little bit of hidden emotions with each other. You might not want to tell each other too many things because you might think that one might judge the other, or you're both judging each other. But I feel like you both have something in common. You might have both had some idiot guys in your life, or you can talk about the shitty men that you dated or dealt with. And if that's the case, then I feel like that could be it. And this could be her talking to you about a son or father or brother or any man in her life, a boss, something like that. So you might be talking to each other about common things, and I feel like she'll be okay with talking to you about certain things. So if you haven't talked to her recently, I feel like you will, and you'll talk about these issues. And if you have been talking to her, she might finally open up and tell you her emotions, or you might tell her. So either way. But there's a gap between you guys that should be closed and come together and talk about things. And there's going to be an opportunity for that if that's what you want. So I feel like it's up to you to, communicate with her if you want to. But try to talk about common things. So to answer your question, you said her thoughts and feelings. So this could be her thoughts and feelings about you and her. Like she feels like she can talk to you, but when she talks about maybe herself, she might think that you might judge her or might not want to hear her out. So it's up to you really to deal with it. I wouldn't say be scared to talk to her. I say go for it. You're welcome, Marilyn. No problem. Okay. Next, I have guided by the universe. Okay, he said, "Hi, Mark. I've sent 2 questions and payment. First question is, should I take the job offer? And the second question is, what's the future between me and my partner?" All right, cool. So, guided by the universe, let me know if you're here so I can do these 2 questions. And you said, should I take the job offer? All right, cool. If you take this job offer, right, then I would say that it's going to be a big transition and change for you. This job might change your life for at least 2 weeks going into it. Like the first 2 weeks is going to be a big change, and you might be worried and you might be concerned and you might feel like it's not going as well as it could be. Or after 2 weeks of being there, you're going to be like, holy shit, I had to deal with all this crap. And usually when we take on a new job or a job that we've not been to before, it's going to be kind of like sticky in the beginning, right? Because you got to adapt to everything, people, work, difference, change. But I'm getting that if you do take the job, it'll make you feel more balanced. It'll make you feel like you have peace. It'll make you feel like you have to balance your life and adjust. If you're okay with making adjustments to this job, or if you get this job, if you feel like it's a lot of adjustments, it's okay. As long as you make the sacrifice to make the adjustments and make everything work out in your favor, then you should be okay. Because this job can either make you feel sick and overburdened and might make you feel like you have all the obstacles in the world because you took it. But if you take this job and you say, okay, I know if I take this job, I have to change everything. I have to make adjustments. I have to sacrifice because I know it's not going to be all fine and dandy in the beginning. I know no job is like that really, unless you get super lucky, right? But what I'm getting is more of your thoughts and your feelings. Like, if I take this risk, is it going to be worth my time? The only way it's going to be worth it is if you go in with a positive mindset saying, okay, I'm not going to, I know this job is a different way of life, a different situation, but can I make the sacrifice? Can I make the adjustments? Am I ready to change my life to get this job? And then you got to ask yourself, do I really want to take a job like this and make a sacrifice so I can find and maintain peace within myself? Because this two of swords in the middle here is telling me that if you can find the balance to take on this job and take on the challenge, then you'll be able to make a truce to yourself. Say, hey, look, I know it's not going to be perfect, but I know I have to meet new people and deal with new situations. But you know what? I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready to make the sacrifice because I know it's going to benefit me in the long run because this is something I really want to do. So I'll give you two scenarios here, what I see. If you're taking this job because you want more money and you feel like you have to take it because you need the money or you want the money, then it's going to cause obstacles, right? It's going to cause some type of adversity and making adjustments and making sacrifices. And you might not feel that great saying, I make more money, but this is such a freaking pain in the ass job. But if you're doing this because you love to do this job and you want to do this job because you love it, then that's going to be the only sacrifice you have to make. So it's either you're doing it for your own benefit or you're doing it for money. And if you're doing it for both, then just remember, you have to adjust yourself accordingly to what you want and what you don't want. And remember, when you get paid more, you got to deal with more bullshit. So it's telling me that if you can make these commitments and adjustments and sacrifices, you'll be fine. But if you don't and you start complaining after 2 weeks you made a mistake because you can't handle it, then you have yourself to blame. You see what I mean? So it's telling me that if you take the job on, you got to make sure you're willing to take on everything that comes with it, and you'll be fine. You'll find a balance. But if you don't, then you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be like, I wish I would have never took this shit. I was better off where I was. So it's all about your mindset for that. That's what I'm getting. It's telling me you'll be okay, but don't give up after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, say, oh my God, this is hell. Because there's no job that you take on right away. And you can take on a job right away and it'd be fine. And then a year later, you're like, holy shit, I got to get out of here because this person's an idiot. I can't stand my boss. Nobody appreciates me. Fuck this. I'm getting another job. Like, no job is guaranteed. But you can make the best of it in the amount of time that you're there. And you also have to remember, wherever you go, there's always going to be problems and solutions. There's always going to be good. There's always going to be bad. So with those cards are telling me that as long as you make the adjustments and readjustments, then you'll be perfectly fine. You'll be able to go to work and actually feel like you're doing something and you're getting the best out of the situation. So, yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. And the second question is, how are things going to be between you and your partner, right? So is there a future between you and your partner? All right, cool. Let's check. The kettle's on, Starlight. Yeah, I had my second cup of coffee. I'm good. Diamond, you all right, baby? You okay? We're going to go outside in a little while, okay? You stay here. Okay, baby? She's looking at me like, yeah. You hear my stomach growling over here? I want some dinner. It's not time for dinner yet. You got another hour yet. Relax. I'm going to check from now until the end of the year. From now until December 31st, I asked how things going to be between you and your partner. I don't like to look too far, but I'll look from now to the end of the year. All right. So what I get here is you have to be, if you're a woman, which I think you are, right? If you're the woman, then I would say that you've got to be very sharp, quick, smart, and still be intensely moving with your partner in a good way. Because you might want your freedom, and you also might want this person to be your partner forever and get better as partners, right? But you still want your way or no way. So if you're the type of woman that is the Queen of Swords, which is a woman that likes to be absent from her partner sometimes to get, to get themselves away from their nagging energy or their energy period. Just you want to be by yourself sometimes and breathe by yourself, or you like to maybe have your alone time. So if this partner, which I see, they feel that that's okay, but at the same time they might feel that, concerned that you don't want them because you do disconnect from them at times. If this is the case, also your partner might be a person who wants to grow, wants to work hard, or does work hard, and you might not see them as often as not enough, and you probably wish that you both can see each other more often or have more alone time, but you can't right now because there could be concern and worry over other things or situations or money, or just like if you guys can do it together or not. But I do see you guys being together until the end of the year and being okay. But I do see that maybe there could be a case of where if you have a child or you have children, you might have a daughter that, or a son that is not doing too well, or they're an issue, or they can be an issue. And if you don't have a child or you don't have children and you want them, maybe you've had a miscarriage, or maybe you're not having any, maybe you can't have children, and that could be the situation too. There's a few things I see here that could be an issue or can be an issue from now to the end of the year. But if you have a child, okay, you have a child, okay. So if you have a child and you have a daughter, then I would say that maybe you're worried a lot about this daughter. And this daughter is maybe has issues and it's causing problems in your partnership, or this daughter is about to have issues and cause problems between you and your partner. But I do get a child here that can have issues or has issues, and you are finding that to be difficult. Maybe maybe you do more than your partner, or maybe the child is an issue between you and your partner. So it could be that too. And if there is no issues, then I would say that maybe this person is, maybe this child feels like there's an issue between you and you and your partner, and that's why this child feels like a disconnect. It's a boy, okay. So if it's a boy, I would say that maybe this boy feels powerless, or feels like they're not important enough, or maybe they're feeling that maybe they're having problems with other um boys, or they feel left out, or they have like issues with other boys, or they might not having a lot of friends, or they feel like they have issues, and maybe they feel like you and your partner's not helping them, or maybe they're having like issues in their own life and you don't know how to deal with it. Because I see that you and your partner, there's a togetherness, but there only can be, I feel like there's going to be slow progress, day by day progress, where day by day it can get better throughout the year, but there's always going to be that concern and that worry, and you might not be getting enough sleep, and you might have a lot of sleepless nights because you worry about your boy. Now, you don't have to elaborate at all, because I know, things are like, you're impersonal. You can say whatever you want. But what I'm getting here is this boy might have problems, and you might have issues dealing with the boy together. It might just be a one-way thing where you take care of the boy and your partner's not. Or maybe you both try to deal with your lives and you probably have regrets, or maybe you're wondering when the hell is this all going to get better. But I'm getting that the progress is things are going to get better if you and your partner work together to make this happen. All right. And I don't want to go any further if you don't want me to, because I don't want to bring up, personal issues or problems here, right? But to answer your question, I feel like you and your partner can work together if you resolve the issue with your boy. Because I feel like your boy might need more attention from both of you in order for both of you to get better. If this makes sense, that's what I would say my advice to you would be. Because it looks like the boy might feel like no one gives a shit about him. And this could be, my speculation on the cards, but you don't have to elaborate, but or tell me whatever. It's not none of my business. But if this is what I see, then this is what I believe you should do in order for you and your partner to get better, is to take care of your child. And I'm not saying you're not, but I feel like your child is the only thing that can bring you both more together, more successful, and dealing more with the child. Because I feel like the child is reversed here. So if the child is an issue, then I feel like you need to solve that first in order for your partnership to get better. And if this makes sense, this is what Spirit wants you to know. And if you have had any miscarriages before or after this child, if you've had miscarriages, right, I'm just going to bring this up because I see it here. It could be a possibility. If you've had a miscarriage before, then I want you to remember that don't allow those miscarriages to get in the way of feeling a certain way about your child now. All right? Because the miscarriages that a woman has is still spiritual, it's still a spirit there. Even when a woman has a miscarriage, right? If this is the case, when a woman has a miscarriage, that baby that you lose in a physical presence that you never see becomes a spiritual presence. So Spirit wants you to know that if you've had miscarriages, those babies are still with you in spirit and trying to help this child get over what they're going through. And the miscarriage you had before this child could be a daughter. So this daughter is trying to tell me that you need to take care of your son and issues that he has in order for you guys to all become better as one family. I know this is a lot to take in, but when I see stuff like this, Spirit wants me to elaborate and say. Like I said, this is all personal things, and I don't like to elaborate too much. But, it's your life. You got to deal with it. But if this is resonating and it makes sense, this is what you have to do to make things better. It's that simple. You can't blame life. You got to blame the way you live it. And if you live the life you're supposed to and do what you have to do and make the sacrifices and the readjustments, then you'll get there. I promise you that. You can make anything possible if you make it happen. So remember that your miscarriage, baby, is in spirit trying to help you with this boy. So if this boy you have has problems, try to help this boy as much as you can. Because when you do that, you remember you have the help of your daughter in miscarriage. So you have help. You just gotta make the sacrifice to make the help. And everything will be fine. Because I don't see anything really bad or destroying. It's just like a child wanting more, not even more attention. The child needs to be attended to. And I'm not saying by any means you're neglecting the child. Just the child needs more adjustments, more sacrifices towards that child. A mother and father that takes care of their child in good and bad is going to get guided by the universe. No pun intended. But you got the right name. And this is your guidance from the universe that you needed to hear today. Okay? So put a smile on your face and understand it's not the end of the world. You'll be fine. You just got to make the adjustments and the sacrifices. Today, you can start today. That's why this makes sense now. So you're concerned that if you take on this new job, is that toddler going to be neglected? And he might feel neglected because he's not seeing his mother every day. So that makes more sense. But for your miscarriage baby to show up, they're saying that you can do this, but you have to make a sacrifice. The sacrifice has to be something that pertains to you, your toddler, and your partner. Are you and your partner going to be successful making this happen? So if you feel like if you do this, then that's where the word sacrifice comes in. And it's not easy being a mother. I know. I got 2 sisters and a mother. And it's a pain in the ass to work and take care of your child, especially when they're a toddler. I know that for sure. I don't have to have kids to know because I've seen it happen. I've taken care of all these, my nephews, so I know. The difference is I give them back after I take care of them. You can. It's yours. But you got to say, you can have enough time to take care of your toddler, yes, because you will be able to make that sacrifice. And you got to do it where your partner takes some initiative, you take some initiative, and who can you trust to take care of your toddler while you're at work? That's the other question you have to give yourself. And I feel like both you and your partner can afford to have somebody take care of your toddler, but make sure it's the right person. A mom, a sister, or aunt, somebody who would want that responsibility, So that's something that you have to deal with yourself, So that's my advice to you. You can do it. I have total confidence that you and your partner can make this happen. But if they're a toddler, then that's probably why I see the adjustments having to be made, because they don't even know what's going on. You're welcome. No problem. I always wish you. I wish you the best and wish you the best scenario. You know, and you'll be fine. The stronger you are as a mother, the more God will give you. Trust me, you'll be fine. I know that for a fact. You take care of your children, God will take care of His children, which is you, which is us. If you believe that, you'll receive that. Uh, is it Taters? Taking questions? Yes, I am. All right. Starlight, I got your question too, but I'm gonna answer Taters first, and then I'll tap into what you want me to tap into. And thanks for the donation. But I'm going to take care of Taters first, and then we'll go into that. That's mediumship stuff, so I'll take a little more time on that. All right. So Taters, you said, how is this person feeling? In no contact, hoping he will come back together. So you want to know if this person that's not contacting with you is going to come back and communicate. I'm getting a yes that you guys will come back together. Yeah. And this is going to happen in the next 2 months. I can't give you an exact date, but I asked from now until September 30th, which is 2 months. I asked in the next 2 months, is it possible for you guys to come back together? And it looks like this person will offer to come back into your life. And I feel like the reason they're going to come back is because they're more stable financially. They're going to offer you a stable situation. And if the problem you guys had was finances and giving time to each other and not one doing more than the other, then I think this person will finally realize that, hey, I was wrong. Maybe I should have gave you more, and now I will give you more. And I'm offering more now because I have more. Because maybe this person feared that they didn't have enough finances and financial stability to get with you or to stay with you. So it could be a financial issue. If it isn't a financial issue, I would say they probably fear that you would take everything from them, or they was not giving you enough, or they can't give you enough because they don't have enough. So if money or finances was the problem, or fear of financial stuff was an issue before, this person might want to do that. But if it isn't money, then it could be just offering their time. And I was doing all the giving, he was doing all the taking. Okay. So yeah. So this person, so because that's why I got money, because this person has a lot of money. So they might fear that you would take everything from them, like maybe the last person did. This person fears financial things. So when a guy has a lot of money, the first thing he's gonna say is, I don't want this damn person to take my money, because they'll rather have all their money than have love and happiness. And this person seems like that's why they're like that. So that's why the money thing came in. And maybe he thinks that you are like every other person that was in his life. This person just wants my damn money. Well, see, there you go. That now this makes a lot of sense now, because it looks like this person's very greedy and very selfish when it comes to money. Yeah, see, there you go. But the good thing is here is Taters, this person thinks and knows that you don't need his money, right? But there's still the animosity, the fear of like maybe she's tricking me like every other woman did. And if he's been divorced and married twice, then that's why he's gonna act like that. See, so if you stand up to him and say, I don't need your fucking money, you know, I ain't got money, yo, I'm got a good job. I am the Queen of Pentacles because I got you as the Queen of Pentacles, which is a person that doesn't need nothing from you. I have everything. I don't need you, bro. I just want you to love me, damn it. So you show up here as the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is a woman that's comfortable with herself. She don't need a man. She don't need nobody's money. She has everything. And you're probably somebody who is very good at what you do. And this Queen of Pentacles is a person who's sitting pretty. She don't need a man's money. She just wants love and wants happiness. Exactly. See? That's why you come up as the Queen of Pentacles. Because you have your own shit. You don't need nothing from him. But I still feel like this guy fears. But see, when the Empress, right? Obviously, you know tarot, right? But the Empress is totally different from the Queen of Pentacles. See, the Empress is a woman that an Empress is a woman that wants to be a mother and wants to be a wife and the most feminine progress she can be, the most feminine person she can ever. She wants to be the ultimate woman. See, right now you show up as the Queen of Pentacles, which is who you are to him, but you want to become the Empress. You want to become the woman of his dreams and the woman that shows him like, hey, look, together we can be better. But if you're gonna be like this, then how the fuck am I supposed to show you the Empress if you only want me to be the Queen of Pentacles? So if you want to work on being the Empress, yeah, more power to you. But never give up your Queen of Pentacles status, you know? The reason he's pushing you away is his fear of going to the cleaners again. But I do feel that he trusts you and he does love you because he shows up as the Page of Cups, which is he's going to offer to come back into your life and he's going to like treat you good, but he's always going to have the fear of being someone who is tired of being generous, tired of being, you know, the provider, tired of being like giving these women everything, and then then they shit in his face. Because I do believe that this guy is a giver, that he will give a woman everything. But I think that you're going to be the woman that has to keep proving that she's the ultimate woman. And he sees it and knows it, but he's fearing it. Because the Four of Pentacles here says that I'm holding on to everything I have because you ain't taking none of my shit. I know you don't need me, but are you tricking me? Are you another devilish hoe that's going to be like my ex-wives? Are you putting on this front even though I've known you for a year? See, a guy can't handle the ultimate woman right now. He can't handle you because you're different you're different than the two hoes he was with. You got me? And this is reality. This is real talk. And I'm a man and I know this shit. I know how it operates. Right. Yeah. See, the thing is, look, I'm not making excuses for this guy. And he put himself in his own predicaments. I don't feel sorry for him at all. And neither should you, right? Because this man put himself in his own predicaments. If you get married once and you get a divorce and you get married again and you get fucked again twice, the third time is either going to be a charm or you're going to get yourself in another bullshit situation. So because he's been through all this bullshit, he's probably looking at you saying, I wonder if you're going to do the same damn thing. Even though in his mind, he probably says, yeah, I found the right woman and Taters is the best thing that's happened to me, but am I going to get fooled again? Is this going to be another situation where I put myself into this? So he fears financially. He fears if he gives you too much, or he might give you a little bit and see if you're okay with it. So when he does give something to you, whether it's love, affection, sexuality, money, gifts, or whatever it may be, time, he still feels like, why isn't this woman acting like the other two? Why is this woman so decent to me? You know, why am I having like this fear that this woman's going to do what she did? See, I got a person who goes through that bullshit. When they finally meet a real person, they do not know how to handle that. And it's sad and it's fucked up, because I've been through that my whole life. When a woman meets me, and I'm not going to put myself on no pedestal, I'm not perfect at all. But when a woman meets me, she meets a real man, a man who wants to do everything with her, together with her. But she's too busy dealing with these lames and these losers and guys who ain't got no ambition in life. And that's what you're used to. You're used to a deadbeat man. You're used to an idiot. You're used to a man who just wants to fuck you and leave you. Whereas me, I'm totally different. I want to work together to make something decent. But you don't know how to handle that because you've never been in that situation. So this man is having a hard time dealing with the Queen of Pentacles that wants to be the Empress. He hasn't dealt with that before, because if he did, he'd still be together with his first wife. And then when he tried again, he had the same bullshit happen. So his choices are creating drama in his life. So now that he has a real woman in front of him, he's scared. He fears that shit's going to happen to him again. So if you want to keep proving yourself to him, go right ahead. But I do see you guys getting back together in the next 2 months. Whether it be next week or the week after or whatever, you guys will get back together eventually. As of right now, I do see that happen. Because he's going to realize that what he has, he can't leave. He can't get rid of that. I don't think he's going to just get rid of you. Men know who's real and who's not, but they just make bad choices. And women too. Yeah, I'm getting that he will. He's going to make the contact, yeah, because he's the Page of Cups, so he's going to initiate a conversation. Yeah. No, don't chase him. He's going to come to you, because the Page of Cups is a person who's offering themselves to you. He's going to say something to you. Because the Page of Cups is like this, and you're the Queen of Pentacles sitting there waiting for him to come, and he will. So, for instance, if you have a birthday coming up or you have an anniversary coming up with him in the next 2 months, then that's when he's going to initiate something. He's going to offer you something or give you a gift or say, hey, look, happy birthday. I'm sorry what I did to you, or I'm sorry I haven't talked to you. I needed time to gather myself, or hey, this is the day of our anniversary where we first met, or some shit like that. But you don't have to chase him. You just sit. The Queen of Pentacles just sits there. But the Page of Cups is him offering himself to you again. So it might be a text or a simple, hey, are you okay? Or hey, can I talk to you now? So he's going to initiate contact. But I asked, in the next 2 months, are you guys going to be back together? And it says yes. As of right now, it says yes. So I would say leave it alone and let it all come to you. I think this time he will. So that's why I said what I said, because it's obviously it's going to be like a birthday or some type of thing that will come up. Yeah. You're welcome, Taters. No problem. So I think it's going to be around that time. So might even be before that. So we'll see. Just keep me posted and let me know if that's the case. But I feel you guys will be back together because I got all positive cards. So He knows who you are and he knows what he's about, but he might need time, he might just need a little bit more time to figure it all out. Or there you go. Maybe he might do the same in return. So you probably have to wait a little longer for that to happen, but I feel like it's going to happen. And I got all positive things. I wouldn't tell you otherwise, but I would say just keep doing what you got to do. That's all. You're welcome. No problem. Yeah, I also feel like this guy, I know you said he has two sons. The cards are saying that he's dealing with his sons right now. So something's up with his sons, where his sons are needing his attention right now. So look, because it's summertime, maybe he's hanging out with his sons or something. That's what the cards just told me. That's why he's leaving you out of the equation right now, because he really wants to focus on his sons. So I don't know if that makes sense, but because it's summertime, I think he's focused a lot on his sons right now. He's spending time with his sons. That's why you ain't heard from him. I got two boys here in the cards. One that's not doing so good, and the other one that's starting a job or something like that. All right. Let me see what you wrote me here. Starlight. Okay. Yeah, I kind of see that in the cards because I got one that's reversed that doesn't like him, and the other one is still dealing with problems. So that's something. Maybe he's trying to make amends with them or trying to deal with his grandchildren. Maybe could be that. Could be him dealing with his grandkids. Yeah. Maybe he's on vacation dealing with them. This is just all my assumptions on what the cards are telling me. So yeah. All right. So no, no, no. I don't get no other woman. It's all men. It's all like sons, things like that. Yeah, I don't get no other woman around here. No, I don't see that. I see him dealing with family things. That's why I said sons, maybe grandchildren. Maybe he went to see his grandchildren or something like that, or maybe they came to see him or something. Could be that. All right, so Starlight, let me see what you said here. Is it possible to connect with my biological mom? Brought up as my aunt. Will my mom All right, let me get this straight. So he said, all right, I'm kind of like a bit confused about what you said here. So you want me to talk to your biological mom, but then you say brought up as my aunt. See, well, my mom that brought me up tell me the truth about this after long. So I'm a bit confused about what you said here. So your biological mom never brought you up, like never was there. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because the way I'm reading it is like your biological mom, you didn't know it was her and said that she was your aunt Christine. That's the way it's written here. Like it looks like, I don't know, maybe it's me the way I'm reading it, but the way I'm reading it is like it's kind of, I know you want me to connect with your biological mom. That's fine. But you was brought up with your aunt, and now you want to know, will my mom that brought me up tell me the truth of this after so long? See, I'm kind of like confused on what this is. But if you want me to connect to your biological mom, then that's fine. I can just talk to her. But the way you worded it is kind of confusing me a bit. Oh, okay. So this woman was disguising like she wasn't your mom, but really she was. And then the woman that brought you up doesn't want to tell you that. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. You're saying I didn't know growing up that she was your real mom. I thought I turned the ads off. I could have sworn I turned them off. I can't stand ads, but sometimes they'll pop up, they'll do it. Hmm. Yeah, I get that part. But I feel the reason why she didn't tell you that was because of the man she had you with, which is your dad. So your I feel like your dad, your biological father, if you know him or not, I'm sure you did because you did tell me because I think he came through one time and he did the other day, I think. Your dad was pissed that that this happened. He's the one that's really mad, to be honest. Your dad's pissed that your mom did that, and your mom has done that and has caused that type of stuff. See, but she's also, indirectly blaming him too. And of course, when I do mediumship stuff, this damn dog aggravates the shit out of me in the background. It's like a thing. Cut it out. Hey, I need to get rid of this damn dog and send her outside because I can't concentrate. She's annoying the shit out of me. Come on, let's go. Hey, let's go. Come on. Let's go get some dinner. Come on. Let's go get some yummies. Come on. Let's go to mommy's house. Come on. You piss me off too much. I can't concentrate with you acting like you're fucking crazy. Let's go. Can't concentrate with that damn dog making all that fucking noise. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. The last past couple of days I've been trying to do mediumship. She aggravates the hell out of me. Okay, let me tap back in. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. Did your mom have like did she have like straight hair that came down to like right here? Like like that? Like straight hair? And it was and she had like big eyes and like a long face. Cause the woman I see looks like this. And she's like kind of looking off and like not wanting to talk to me. She's kind of being defensive. And it's like I almost see her like I see a woman that's smoking cigarettes too. So I don't know if this is her or not, but this is the woman that I'm getting. She looks very nervous. This could be somebody else, but I mean, it could be your mom too, but this person is like around right now. This is the person that I see. the thing is I believe that from what I'm seeing and hearing, right, Starlight, is that your mother and father probably didn't get along well. And if your mother and father didn't get along, yeah, right? If your mother and father didn't get along, then this is one of the main reasons why she lied to you about not being your mother, because of the father, because she didn't want to be associated with him. It's either he was bad at the time that you were born and had you, and he was bad to the mother, or the mother didn't really want to have another child or have you with him. And he was like, it's either way. I can't really figure it out because I'm not getting real answers from them. But it looks like they didn't have too much of a good relationship together at the time, and maybe further. I see a lot of fighting, and I don't see too much good things, and that's probably why she said what she did and did what she said. Because I believe that those two were not in a good place. They argued a lot, and that's why she probably did what she did. It was more because of your dad. You know how people have like a kid together, and they're like, I can't believe I had another kid with you, or we have kids, but you don't care, but I do, and I have to. What do you mean I have to work? What do you mean I have to do this? I think there was a lot of fighting amongst them. If you were the last one to be born, then that's probably why. So if you're the youngest out of everyone, and maybe you weren't supposed to like really happen, and then when you did, it caused a lot of fucking issues because your dad was probably like, maybe it's either your dad was doing everything and he was like mad because your mom wasn't pulling through, or vice versa. Yeah, those two didn't have a good relationship, and that's probably why at one point your mother didn't even want you to know that she was your mother, because she had had a child with a man that maybe devalued her, or maybe argued with her, or treated her like shit. I don't know what your relationship was with your dad, but I remember he came through the other day, but he didn't say anything. It was more like him, looking very bad in spirit. So that's what I would say this boils down to, is their hatred for each other caused them to do what they did to you. And even though you had another sister younger than you, maybe during the time they had you, it was already problems. And maybe having a child maybe, patch things up for a while. But most women are going to blame the man anyway. And I feel like this woman that's translating this all to me is blaming your dad for everything that happened. Yeah. See, I know you want to know like this, like what where it really like went down to a certain point. Like I know you want your biological mother to come through, but it's like I can only see this one woman here, and she's I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is her or not because the woman that I see is like trying to hide from me and doesn't want to talk to me like that. But I can see this woman smoking, stressed. She's got tears in her eyes, and she's aged a lot at a young age. She looks aged. Sometimes I don't like to say those things, but I'm just trying to describe the person because they get mad at me for talking about them like that. But I work off a description and describing. So I'm going to try to get some information from her if she will allow me to give it to me, but I'll see what I can say to her. But I got this woman here, but whether or not she's going to talk to me, I don't know. Because right now she's just like sitting at a table. She looks like she's in an interrogation room. So she feels like I'm about to interrogate her, which I don't want her to feel that way. You know how you're in an interrogation room and it's all dark with a spotlight on you? And they say, yeah, you can have a cigarette and calm down before we talk to you. That's the image I have, and that's not good to me. I don't like to see things like that. But let me see if she'll say something to me that will help. The thing is I asked her just to tell me briefly, you know, I asked her to briefly just tell me what she wants me to say, to you or whatever. But she's telling me that she worked very hard and there was days where she felt like she did a lot and your dad didn't really, appreciate her or meet her halfway sometimes. And that's the issue she has. That's where the fighting and the equal give and take, and she got tired of fighting and talking and arguing, and she felt like she was in prison. She felt like she was stuck and couldn't go nowhere. So she did things that she had to do to disconnect from him because he was really bad to her for some reason. And she feels like he actually was not faithful to her at some points. Maybe that's why I saw him in a bad state in spirit the other day. Like he looked terrible. So I know you said your dad was a very positive man with a very positive outlook. Now, he could be like that towards you, but I don't think he was like that towards your mom. And I think this is what they're trying to hide. But you've already had said that you heard them arguing plenty of times. So what I'm getting here is that your mom resents your dad for what he's done to her. And but she's telling me that she worked hard. Now, I don't know what she did for a living. She doesn't say. But she's telling me that she worked hard for her children, even though things were dysfunctional and not good. But I feel like she has a lot of resentment towards your dad. She looks at him as a person who was vicious at times and did a lot of bad shit to her. So he may have been good to you, but not good to her. It's almost like she's taking all the credit for what she's done for her children and what she's done, period, in her life. She wants to be known as someone who was a good mother and worked hard. But she don't think that she made a good decision in being with your dad. Is there like a person around you named Alice? Alice, or Allison, or Alice, or Allison? I don't know. I just heard Alice or Allison or something like that, or a name. Maybe that's why I see her touching her hair. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what she means by that, but anyway, some woman she's talking about, and then she was going like this with her hair, like that, and smoking a cigarette. So, I don't know. This is all like it's kind of like weird, but like I can see that there is hidden things that they don't want to tell me, or they just don't want to elaborate. But from what I get, that's what I get. You know. That's so crazy. It's not very often. It's not very often I get names, but that this Alice person is of some significance. Yeah, nothing bad about Alice. They said that Alice, they remember Alice or they something about Alice. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Because I don't like to say names because sometimes I feel like it's bullshit or like you're just spirit saying random shit. So I'm not a name person. I'll admit that I don't really get names, but I got Alice. So something to do with Alice, and she's has good things to say about her. Ah, no wonder. I'm saying to myself, who the fuck is Alice? Because you haven't mentioned no Alice. It's Christine, and I'm like, look, spirit, don't fuck around. So she's talking about Alice. So maybe this Alice person helped her get through all the bullshit she dealt with. Ah, so this is like a thank you to Alice. That's cool. No wonder I heard her name. She's talking. Your mom's talking about Alice, so she's very grateful for Alice for what she did. Because I don't see nothing bad. She's telling me Alice something about Alice, and I'm like, what about Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? So she's starting to say a little bit of things to me, but she's avoiding the other stuff. But she's talking good about Alice. So I guess Alice is someone who she loves and cares about and helped her. I don't know, but what you did say what I did hear makes sense because you said you heard your parents argue a lot. But then again, in the same sentence, you say that your mom and your dad was cool with you. So I guess the issue boils down to those two. And that's why she probably did what she did. Because your mom was so pissed at your dad that she probably said, you know what, I'm not even gonna tell this your daughter that I'm her mother because you're a fucking idiot or some shit like that. So what do you mean? Like he like had an affair with her or something? Or he was like one of those guys that wanted his cake and eat it too? Because I feel like that's what it is, but I kind of don't know for sure. But some people don't like to admit that shit, even in spirit that haunts them. So basically, your dad is not a saint. He may have been good to you, but he wasn't good to your mother. And that's what I get. And I get that he was unfaithful and he was an ass and he was a person who loved to argue. Was he like a was he what is his sign? That sounds like some fucking Capricorn shit. That sounds like some, I know I could be wrong, but that sounds like some earth sign shit. Cause usually like I mean all the reverse cards, all the reverse kings are bad anyway, but the most unfaithful king in the deck is the King of Pentacles. So if he, you know, he's a Libra. That's interesting. But my question to you is, was he a cheater? Did you know that he cheated on your mom, or did you know for sure he cheated or he was unfaithful? That's my question to you. Like, so basically, was he a cheater? And do you think that's the reason why this all went down? Because he cheated? Or do you think he cheated? Because that could be something to do with it. That's crazy. Sounds like a lot of dysfunctional shit. But like I say to a lot of people, sometimes you'll never know because some things are never going to be revealed. But from my understanding and what I'm getting is that your mom was mad at your dad a lot. And it got to the point where she might have felt that or knows that he cheated or was unfaithful or did dumb shit behind her back. Even if he didn't fuck somebody else, he probably did shit with other women that made her, upset. And that's why she probably did what she did. That's my assumption of what I'm hearing and what I get based off, what I've heard and what I've seen. But I don't get that they neglected their children. That's for sure. I don't get that part, but they might have had a lot of animosity between each other, but they both loved their children. I would say that. And I feel like both of them will help you in spirit as much as they can, as both of them appeared but didn't really say much. Mm. So if you're feeling like that, then I would say things did happen that way. Yeah. At the end of the day, Starlight, I'll say this, that Your mother loved you very much, and she probably felt like what she did was for the good at the time. But at the end of the day, she's not saying too much, but she's blurted out a few things here and there. But I got a stressed out woman in front of me that's tired of being held accountable for someone else's bullshit, or has no way of, like, maybe she felt like I'm getting that she feels like she could have never changed anything that happened, but she, at the end of the day, she still feels a certain way even in spirit. Right. Yeah. But some things are, that saying that says, I'm going to take this to my grave. That's what this is about. So this is something that we will probably never know the full truth, but something that they've taken to their grave, and they won't budge or say too much because they know that it might cause more confusion and issues. So maybe this is like something that they just don't want to talk about and just say limited amount of things. But from what I'm getting, that's what I'm getting, like, in my, from spirit. From the body language that I see and the way the person is, that's why I'm getting what I'm getting. But I don't feel like your dad was good to some people, but maybe good to you. And maybe you were too young to know at the time. But maybe in your younger years, that was the case. It started from before you were born, and after you were born, these incidents were bad. No, no. And trust me, because of that, because of their ignorance and, you know, wrongdoings and regrets, they both still help you in spirit, because if they didn't appear, then I wouldn't know. So they both have appeared now in spirit. So the one that looks the worst is him, not her. So obviously, like, he's paying for his sins. Because when I saw him yesterday, I believe, or the day before, I saw him and I told you that, he looked terrible. When I see a spirit that looks terrible, they're still going through the transition of karma, or they're going through a transition of paying for their sins. On the other hand, your mom looks very stressed out in spirit and is tired of being interrogated. So I'm not getting them being very happy in spirit, but maybe going through the cycle of finding a way to, you know, get over what's happened. See how you say, "Hey Maria, how you doing?" See how you say you forgive, you don't change you doesn't change who you are, and you forgive wholeheartedly. So because they know that, that's probably why they've appeared, but they've appeared to me as one's doing worse than the other. But your mom's tired of the interrogation and what she's gone through, and your dad looks terrible in spirit because he's still probably going through the transitional karma. Well, maybe it seemed that way, but I'm trying to figure out why they're in such a not so good state in spirit. And then again, maybe they don't want you to know that because I just told you. Yeah. But even though that can be the case, right? And is the case. The thing is when I ask them to appear, they might appear with some, the way they are because that's how they feel about the situation. So you know how they have, I know I'm going to get deep right now, and I'm not trying to justify anything or make anything up, but you know how you have holograms, right? And you have and you know how you have pictures. So you have a picture of yourself, 10 different pictures of yourself, and none of those 10 pictures look the same. You can look like this, you can look like that, you can look like this, you can look like that, you can look like this, or you can look like. So I'm seeing different, I don't know if hologram is the right word, but that came to mind, where they show me how they feel, and you told me how you think they are, healthy and flying around. Whereas the image I see is an image of somebody being interrogated in an interrogating room with tears in their eyes and a cigarette in their mouth and look terrible. Then I see an image of your dad where he looks like he's been through hell. But if I can see them in that state, it's because that's how they want me to see them, what they've been through or what they have gone through. So it's different. Spirit lets you see different images of them. They can show me bad, they can show me good, and maybe they didn't want me to say what I just said because they want you to remember them as the good they did for you. If this makes sense, this is what I'm trying to show you. Whereas they want me to see the what they've gone through and the bad shit that they've dealt with, but they want you to see the good in them. But they wanted me to know that they weren't, or they had bad shit in their lives, and they've gone through the spiritual transition. Because spirit can show me an image of themselves at 20, 30, 40, 50, dead, sick, whatever they want. So how I just saw them is not in a very good way, but how you see them is in a forgiving, loving way. Exactly. There you go. So if they showed me the images of them, it's because they want me to know that they weren't perfect and they had problems. And you confirmed they had problems. But you also said that they didn't do nothing wrong to me because I always see them in a good way. And see, that's the thing. I don't know them, so they're going to show me what they've done, in a bad way, and they regret probably what they've done, or they want me to say, look, we've suffered enough, but we're going to take care of our daughter. That's how I look at it right now. Right now, I'm looking at both of them in spirit saying, you guys don't look very good. And you look like you've been fucked up or things were bad. But they want to make sure they don't look like that to you. But they want to show me that they've been through shit. You got me? So that's what I think and that's what I believe. Because when I see things like this, it's not very often I see this type of, scenario, but I know that what I see is what they want me to see, which is they've gone through some bullshit, but at the same time mentioning Alice doing things for you, that's the positive things, right? So yeah. And I can't remember what card did you get in spirit, that mediumship card. What did you get earlier? Because I can't remember what you got. But that card you got, the mediumship card I gave you, it's the I am card, yeah. But I can't remember what it was. Maybe you should rewind and check that later on. Because that might have something to do with it. I wish I knew which one it was. I can't remember. But I know you got I am something, but I can't remember what it was. But I remember you said something about you needed to hear that or something like that. And maybe that triggered this whole thing. Right. See, I knew it did because I feel like that also made some sense in what I'm talking about now. Because I like to connect the dots, and it just sometimes it's just weird for me to connect the dots sometimes because I try to make everything, it makes sense of everything. Because mediumship is very weird sometimes. Like I get people saying the truth and I get people telling lies and I get people that blame people. So sometimes I don't know who's telling the truth because they're like, who the fuck are you to tell my daughter what I'm doing and what I'm not doing? See, some people can be like that. And I got that feeling from both saying, don't think we're gonna answer that shit, because I blame you and I blame you and I blame you and I blame you. And then fuck you, you did this to me, and what you think I'm gonna, that's how what I got here. But I don't, they didn't want me to like come across like that because they don't want to upset you. But that's why your mom changed the subject to Alice, and I was confused. I'm like, who the fuck is Alice, woman? I didn't ask you about no Alice. I'm asking you about your daughter. So she said, no, I want to talk about Alice. See what I mean? So that's why a lot of people don't want to do mediumship, because sometimes you just will never get the answer. Because spirits can be like, no, no, no. We're not talking about this shit no more. Because when we did, this is what we looked like. This is what we were. Stressed, fucked up, looking like this. See, some things are just not meant to know and not meant to be repeated. So that's the problem. Yeah, Brian was great yesterday. He came through. It was fine. That was nice. Yeah. And it will be like that because he has nothing to hide. Yeah, sure. You can ask me anything. It's all good. I'm an honest person. I've been on here for 3.5 hours. I can't believe this shit. I need to get out of here. Maria, if you're here, pain in the ass. Joanna, sometimes it's like this. It really is. See, it's a holiday here, so I don't really have nothing to do. I just want to stay inside away from the heat, you know? And I looked up and I saw 3 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm like, I couldn't have been on here this long. This is not possible. But that's what happens when, I've been very, very busy today. So everybody's kept me busy. I even got new people in here today I haven't seen. And I didn't plan on this, but you know what they say, you plan, God laughs. But this is definitely not my record. I've been on here for like 5 hours one time doing mediumship. Yeah, this cap is nice, even though it's got like some blemishes right here on the thing. I see it like some blemishes here on it. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my favorite hats. It matches my shirt. Oh shit. You know what? Hold on a second. I totally forgot my team's playing right now, and here I am. I didn't even fucking remember. Shit. I'm like totally missed half an hour of the game. Oh good, it's nothing. Phew. I just remembered. I'm like, what the hell did I have to do at 4:45? I'm like, the game's on. Fuck. Totally missed it. Damn it. That's what happens when you get busy. Well, at least it's 0-0. That's good. My team's playing for the trophy today. So I need to get off of here and watch this game. Shit. If you had a reunion with Dave, would it be sincere or a positive reunion? Well, okay, Joanna, I'll be back on tonight anyway. But after the game, I'm gonna get some dinner and then I'm gonna go visit my parents because I bought my dad some new pajamas, and I want to go visit my parents. I usually do on the holiday. I'm going there tomorrow for dinner, but I'm gonna go watch the rest of this game and get some dinner at halftime. So in 15 minutes it'll be halftime. But I'm gonna answer Maria's question and then I'm gonna get going because I've been on here way too long. My ass is hurting. And I gotta go feed Diamond too. She's probably outside wondering where the hell I am. So Starlight, are you actually asking me that question to look into it, or what do you think my feelings are about it? I'll look into it for you right now. Hold on a sec. I feel like you want the reunion more than he does. And I don't think the reunion will be that great, to be honest, because I get him as the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which is a person who's like stagnant, slow, not really wanting to make it happen. A person who's on idle mode and doesn't want to go forward. A person who doesn't want to adjust, doesn't want to make things happen. I also got the Hermit here, somebody who is withdrawn from making that happen and doesn't want it to happen. I feel like you want it more than he does. But I get that the reunion won't be positive and won't be good to get back because of him. He's the one who has to, be better and be, wanted. I feel like you will be fine having him back and taking him back and trying. But I don't think that Dave is going to be worthwhile coming back and being positive. So I would say no, it won't be positive and sincere because I got him here reversed. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, bro? Yeah. So if you guys were to get back, I don't think that it's going to be positive or sincere on his end. Yeah, if you're the withdrawn one and the healed one, I would say that he still has that to come. he still needs that to happen. So I don't really see the reunion being positive. But I know you said you have a holiday coming up. He might reach out on the holiday and say hello. If you guys have not been in communication, then maybe on the holiday this weekend, he might say something to you, or he might, communicate or something. Yeah, it's more him. That's why he came out reversed. So I don't think he's ready for that yet, to be honest. All right, Maria, let me check what's going on with you and Walter. Yeah. All right, Maria, what I'm getting here is it seems like Walter is very stressed out with work, but he's very happy and he feels very good when he thinks about you. He feels like you guys have a stable relationship. He's very happy when he sees you. He wishes to see you more often and more. And when he does see you, he feels like his difficulties go away. Like he doesn't think about nothing bad because he has you in front of him. So that's a positive and good feeling on his end. But there's a man that's making him mad. It could be like a boss or like a person that he doesn't like, that he says, I hate this fucking guy. This guy's an asshole. I got the King of Swords reversed. This isn't him, but he's like annoyed at like a man that he doesn't like. He doesn't like a man around him that's around him. Like he's kind of pissed at this person. This person like wants to cause problems, or like he just doesn't like him. So his energy is in a dislike mode for the people around him. But the main thing in the present right now, he thinks that you're the only positive, good, healthy thing in his life. So yeah, if this person has like black hair or dark hair with a beard, it could be them. But like yeah, he's got this upset feeling about him. He doesn't like his boss. He thinks his boss is an asshole and trying to cause problems. So this is gonna linger around Walter for a while. Okay, then that's him then. Yeah. I see a guy with black hair and facial hair, yeah. A beard or facial hair. So that's the asshole. All right. How he feels about you. He feels that, that you are the Queen of Pentacles, the woman that he loves, the woman that he cares about. He thinks you're very elegant, beautiful. He thinks he's very secure with you. He always fantasizes about you, thinks about you, always wishes to see you. He might visit you today or tomorrow at your job, because I get work-related things. I ask if he's going to see you or you're going to see him, and it says he might come to your job or you might be going to his job. So today or tomorrow, you guys will see each other through work, through job. So, and it looks like he's going to be very happy to see you and ask you to go out somewhere, or he might even give you a gift or some D, But it looks good between you and him. But right now, he's mad at his boss. He thinks his boss is a complete dickhead, which the King of Swords is a dickhead, reversed. Yes, but he's wishing to see you. Yes, he is. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I've been on here for 3.5 hours, and I didn't think I was going to. And the game in the background is the game that's very important to me. I need to go watch that because I can't believe I missed the first half an hour. Shame on me. But yeah, I'll be back later on, though. It's 5:30 here. So I would say maybe like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock tonight, I'll be back on. Like 3 or 4 hours from now, I'll be back here. Even though I just been on here for like almost 4 hours. But I had such a good time on here. I had a really good time hanging out with everybody and talking to everybody. Had some new people come by, old friends, new friends. It was nice. I enjoyed myself on here today. Seemed like I haven't even been on here for 3 hours. Doesn't seem like I've been on here for almost, it says 3 hours and 40 minutes. That's insane. But it's a holiday here. That's why I'm here. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go watch the game, and I'll see you guys later on. Pray for my team to win, because if they win, you'll see me in green later on. All right, mucho besos to you too, Maria. It looks good. Looks like you might see Walter today or tomorrow. So, yes, pray for them to win. All right, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you later on.